Gravy gang, what is going on? Happy Gravy Day. It's Past the Gravy episode 526. I already said Past the Gravy. I'm just gonna talk over myself again, but yeah, it's Alex, Pat, and Robert holding things down again for the 526th time ever, I guess. Even though technically we've done more, we just didn't number all the episodes. Sometimes we've done half episodes, I feel like, and best ofs.
Yeah, I think that definitely have been some half episodes.
Yeah, back in the day, like when Curtis couldn't do it or something, like we'd be like, all right, well, that's a half episode.
Well, that was PP, pre-Pat, so it doesn't matter.
Era. Right. We got a fun show. We're going to talk a lot about fights today. Fights are very big. A little spoiler for the Comeback Kid segment. And then we're going to answer some questions, tell you guys what's not cool before we get out of here. But before we get started, I always bitch about a commercial that I watched. And today I saw a commercial, or actually over the weekend I saw a commercial that was from the Simply Lemonade people. And they're just rebranding lemonade as juice. Like Simply is just like, instead of it being orange juice, it's a mocktail. They're just saying juice is mocktails now. And they're like, see, it's fine. It's not got alcohol. And I was like, right, because it's lemonade.
You know there's a difference between lemonade and lemon juice, right?
Right. And it's not lemon juice, but it's like lemonade. It's the Simply Lemonade people. And they just put like a black label on it. And it's like, it's a Simply Lemonade cocktail or mocktail. It's like, don't worry, there's no alcohol in it. It's like, yeah, but that's just juice still.
Not really, because drinks have more than just juice and alcohol in them. It's a couple different ingredients added together. That's what they're bottling.
No, it's like lemonade and limeade is basically what they were selling. They're just selling it as a mocktail instead of lemonade or limeade, which is what it is. Like a Shirley Temple, you can say that's a mocktail because it's got other stuff in it like that. Where if you're just putting lemonade in a bottle, you can't be like, this is a mocktail. Here's a soda. It's called a mocktail.
You know what? This isn't marketed at people like you, Alex. This is marketed at people like me who consider orange juice a virgin screwdriver. Okay, my brain thinks in terms of alcohol first. So when I see juice on the shelf, I'm like, oh, you can put vodka in that. That's how my brain works. So like they're just marketing this shit to me. Now I'm more likely to buy. Actually, this is probably a public health service that they're doing, because people like me are going to be like, you know what, I probably should just buy some screwdriver mixer, and you know what, maybe I'll just have a little bit of it with breakfast in the morning. That'd be a good. And they're just going to get fat people like me to start drinking juice and alcoholics to drink juice. It's a good thing. Our bodies badly need it.
But would you get it if it was labeled as a mocktail, or you would just be like, oh, yes, it's just juice?
Yeah, because if I'm walking down there, I'm like, and don't get me wrong, I love apple juice, orange juice, shit like that. I just never buy it. But if I'm walking down the aisle, the liquor aisle, and it's like I see that, I'm more likely to be like, ooh, you know what? Maybe I will get a little mixer for this. Make myself a fun little cocktail later on. But also, I'm super lazy, so half the time I walk to the fridge, I'm just going to take a swig of it. So I'm going to be still getting my juice in.
I guess, like, but juice, like, sales, I feel like don't ever go down. You always have people drinking juice.
They don't, but now maybe they found a way to make it go up.
But like, just feel like whatever we sold cranberry juice and called it a mocktail. Like, is it still cranberry juice? Yeah, but it's just got a different label on it. All right. I sell it with the other cranberry juice. Yes, we use the same factory. It makes the same stuff. We just put two different labels on it. It's left Twix and right Twix.
I'd be willing to bet that within, I'll say 2 weeks, because I don't know if my best friend has seen this commercial yet. But I bet you within 2 weeks, if I go over to his house, that shit will just be in his fridge.
Yeah, these are like mixers. I'm looking at them now. They're lime margarita. It's not just like one juice. It's lime margarita, peach sour, and strawberry guava.
Okay, see, that's different. The ones that they were
what I was saying
were
at
like
first.
Lemonade and limeade, and I was like, that's a weird thing to, like, you can't just, like, that makes more sense where you're like, it's got all these other things, but that's still just juice, right? Like peach guava or whatever. Like, that's just like, that's strawberry banana.
Yeah, like I'm sure they have both. If you're the kind of person that's buying the margarita mix and then just drinking it regular, you're the kind of person that has a drinking problem, because you're like, I need all other drinks that I have, even the ones without alcohol, to taste like my favorite alcoholic drinks. Like, imagine if I was just walking
like
around,
heartburn, like nobody's business.
Imagine if I just walked around all day with a fucking rocks glass filled with imitation whiskey. And I was like, nah, I just like the way it tastes. People would be like, dude,
Imitation whiskey would be
you're going to
funny.
rehab. My mom's had
like, but that's a thing?
Oh
Just
yeah,
water,
dude.
Like, do you put brown food coloring in?
No, they're. Well, I think she had a whiskey one, but I know she had a couple tequilas. So like, if you didn't want to have a drink, you could still sit around. And I was like, Mom, your maiden name is McGowan. You were the oldest of 10 children. If either one of your parents were alive to see you own this, they'd fucking disown you. It's spitting in the face of all Irish heritage to have fake alcohol. What the fuck is that? Just drink water or juice. They taste better.
That's my thought process on all that too, where it's like, and I get it. Like if you're I'm not a recovering alcoholic. I understand that other people go through different things that I am, but in my brain, I'm like if you're pregnant, why do you buy the 0.0 Heineken? Like, do you really I just need to taste a sip of beer? It's like, I'm good with that taste sip of beer. Like, I don't need to have a sip of beer. I don't need that.
I really don't.
What if Robert just got really hardcore into non-alcoholic beer and he's just crushing St. Pauli girl like that?
Crushing NAs.
Robert's just keeping up with you. Like, you're crushing Southern Star and he's just got a St. Pauli girl and he's got 15. You just see a pile of just 0.0 beers there, which is it's cool if that's what you want to drink. You're allowed to do your own thing, but it's odd to me that it's just marketed specifically well, you don't have to drink it. Right? No, there's literally a billion other drinks I could have. I could just have a soda. That's a non-alcoholic Jack and Coke. It's just a Coke. Just give me that. I don't understand. And it's well, the juice is probably better for you because it's got fruits. I guess just get cranberry juice. You can get that stuff.
I just realized I talked about that. If you buy that shit, you have a problem. And then 5 seconds later, it was like, yeah, my mom had that.
Well, apple doesn't far fall from the tree, right?
Dude, she's retired. Once you're retired, you can do whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah, it doesn't count. It doesn't count.
I mean, this was before she was retired.
Well, what was that? A couple months ago, we were talking about at certain ages, you should just be able to do what there's certain things you should be able to do, and nobody can call you out on it. It's after you're retired at a certain age, it's just you can just be day drunk at all times. Well, you're drunk on a Tuesday again at 2:00. Yeah,
yeah. Sorry, okay. I worked for 56 fucking years.
Right. Yeah, you got that. Yeah, you're good.
Fair enough. Yeah.
I think it was 70 or 80. We were you can just steal things.
I'm in my 60s and I have 4 children. I'll do fucking crack at Tuesday at 5 a.m. if I want.
I'm allowed get the fuck to do out this now. But yeah, it's I'm glad that you did a little bit of research, because in the commercial that I saw, it was really just lemonade and fucking limeade, which is not. I mean, yeah, it's a non-alcoholic drink, but that you can't just call juice a mocktail. And I still think
you can.
Cranberry, strawberry juice together, that's still just juice.
I really want to put some gin in
sour mix. Sour mix makes sense because that makes it more of a mixed drink, where it's just you're pouring two juices together. That's not
agave.
No, it technically is agave. Yeah, but it's agave juice.
Yeah, but it's mixed with lime juice and the agave sweet. But yeah, that's people ask for them. I don't fucking get it. Actually, one of the bartenders, it was nice. She was making a mocktail for a guy yesterday, and I saw her making it, so I stole part of it because I wanted to try it. It's fucking like a cherry limeade from Sonic. It was perfect.
But and that's cool. If you want that, I don't. It's that's a Shirley Temple, right? A Shirley Temple's a cherry limeade, isn't it?
No, Shirley Temple is Sprite? Sprite or 7-Up, and I'm losing the fucking name of it. It's a red, syrupy thing. Grenadine. And if you're fancy, you get a little cherry in there, which I used to love as a child.
Some restaurants would put a little whipped cream too on it.
No, don't be fucking. Me and my brother were talking about this yesterday. Too many drinks get whipped cream nowadays that don't need it.
Yeah, when we were kids, sometimes your parents are feeling frisky. They'd be like, "Hey, get the kids 2 strawberry daiquiris, virgin," and we're like, "Oh fuck, we got good grades in school. Look at us." And then you get older, that was just they were just buying you another soda, basically.
Yeah, my parents didn't do that. They knew they had to keep alcohol away from me at all costs for as long as possible.
Probably. But yeah, that was what I brought in for Precome segment. What'd you guys bring in?
Pat, I want to know your take on this. A couple of weeks ago, Sam and I went to a restaurant. Nothing fancy, just like a sandwich place. But they have 2 big booths that each one of them sits up to like 8 people, like 6 to 8. There's 2 of them in the whole restaurant, and there weren't a lot of people at this time that we went. And I was telling Sam like, "Oh, we should sit in that booth just cause, let's just." There's never going to be 8 people, so let's just sit in that booth just cause, and it's not busy, so we're not taking away from anyone, I think. And she's like, "No, I don't want to do that. There's only 2 of us." I'm like, "Okay, fine, whatever." We sat down on a just normal table, and maybe like 10 minutes later, another group of 2 sat in that big booth. I'm like, "See, they did it. We could have done it." And we went again to the restaurant Monday, and same thing, not busy. I'm okay. The booths are empty. Let's sit there. She's like, "No, I don't want to." And they're like, "Okay, fine." Sat in the table again. Like 10 minutes later, a group of 2 sat in that booth. Like, why can't we sit in the booth? Let's sit in that big booth.
Are these just regular booths, or are they like those like
They're like the
rounded ones?
yeah, they're like the round ones.
Okay.
Yeah, there's absolutely no problem with you sitting. But just know, like, if 2 big groups were to suddenly come in, and the server was like, "Hey, would you mind like, we kind of need this big table," you have to be like, "Yeah, no problem at all, of course."
Yeah.
But yeah, it's empty. It's not busy. Sit wherever the fuck you want.
That's what
Was
I'm
it like a
thinking.
cool booth, like a rock and roll booth? You know, when you go to Fuddruckers and sometimes the booths would be themed. You're like, I
Mhm.
want the Elvis one. Like,
It
was
wasn't
it like a
themed,
cool
but
booth?
it was like a pretty big size booth. I just want to do it for the novelty of like thinking, where are we going to sit? Are we going to sit right next to each other, or am I going to be like all the way across from you? We're basically like 6 feet apart.
Or you could just rotate it.
Yeah,
as
that's
you
weird.
went. You start.
That's kind of what I
slowly,
want to
like,
do.
move 2 feet every couple minutes
Yeah.
in a different direction.
I mean, to sit that far across the table, it just seems weird. But also, I am on record as saying I think it's super weird when 2 people go out to eat and sit next to each other.
You and Sam do that?
No.
Okay.
Like, and unless you're sitting, like, you know how a lot of booths will kind of be like in the bar section, and you're both like watching what's on TV. That's
yeah,
cool.
if you're watching a game, that's different.
But like when people just go out to eat and they're sitting next to each other, I'm just like, you're gonna do some gross. You're gonna try and do some gross shit under the table. You're
What about
fucking
like
gross.
it's 2 couples? Do each couple sit next to each other, or do we like sit across from each other?
Like, would
mix?
me and you sit next to each other on our side, and Sam and Emma
Yeah.
would sit on the other side?
Or would you and Emma sit next to each other?
I think it depends on, like, if you arrive at the same time, I don't think it matters. And then if actually, I don't know, because then what if you went and you were like, Alex, you meet us here, and y'all got there early? Like, are you and Sam gonna sit next to each other on the
Mhm.
same side, like a bunch of weirdos? Like, are y'all gonna be that way? Because I
No,
think you
I
get
think-
a pass on that, and that might be a lot of the times we're like judging people, but you're like, as long as somebody else doesn't show up, these guys
Yeah.
are weirdos. But when somebody shows up, they're not weirdos. They were just gonna sit there. I think usually I sit on Emma's side.
Yeah,
But
I
I
was
don't
gonna
really.
say,
If you
like,
arrive at the same time, I don't think it matters.
I think. Well, it's easy to tell if they're having another couple joining them because there'll be menus on the other side of the table as well.
Yeah.
So you know they're not being weird. I think like when couples go out, you should always sit next to your partner because like I'm not going to be talking to you. I'm going to be talking to the guy. I'm going to be talking to the other guy most of the time. So we should be face to face, me and him. Like if I don't know, I just think it'd be weird if my head was turned left all night. Or like if I'm talking to the guy and you're sitting diagonal, that's just annoying. Don't be talking through each other's conversations. Whoever you're going to be talking to mostly should be right across the table from you. Plus, then, you know, if the guy's being out of line, then chick can just like fucking elbow him.
Oh, yeah, that's a good
Hey,
point.
clean it the fuck up, man. We're in public.
Yeah, I think
Great points.
like 99% of the time, if it's like 2 couples, I would sit on the same side as Sam.
Yeah, I would too. As Emma, not Sam. I would sit on the same side as Sam only, though. Everybody else would sit on Emma's side, but with Sam just to make Robert feel weird.
Mm-hmm. Next time I go to the restaurant, I'm definitely gonna push for that booth.
Just go sit
it-
it, and then see if she just
Yeah.
decides to sit
There's Al
somewhere
for
else in
that.
the restaurant. Be like, well, I sat here, and then you chose to sit and eat alone. That's on you.
I could see them doing that, though. Sam's
do
like
have-
independent on her own too, and it's like, y'all don't eat the same stuff
Yeah,
usually, right?
we have 2 dining tables. She has like a standing one. I have a sitting one.
But didn't you say you don't usually eat together when y'all are at home? Like,
Yeah, we usually don't know.
because she doesn't eat meat, right? Or she's
And we just have like
different diets, kind of.
yeah, and just eat at
Preferences.
different times.
Look at Robert just trying to tear down the nuclear family. Oh, we
I
don't
just
even
rely
eat
on
together.
Emma to cook for me, or I will DoorDash everything until I'm poor, or make
That is an
grocery
issue.
sandwiches and cereal. That's usually
Ain't
what I
nothing
do.
wrong with cereal.
Right? No, that always plays. I had a week off a couple weeks ago, and I was just like, I'm gonna buy some cereal and get back into that. And I was like, this is a nice little treat every morning.
Also, I bet your bones felt strong as shit by the end of the month because you were getting milk back in
Probably.
your system.
Probably haven't checked with them.
I've probably had like one sip of milk in the past 4 months. That can't be good for me.
But how much cheese
Probably
have you
not.
had?
Good amount of cheese. I eat a lot of cheese. I'm a big cheese
That cancels
guy.
it out.
Yeah.
A lot of Parmesan mostly. Parmesan Reggiano.
There's your calcium.
There you
I
go.
still don't know what the fuck the Reggiano part of it is.
I don't know. It just sounded Italian. I didn't even know
It is.
It's legit.
It's good Parmesan cheese, but like, I don't know why the fuck Reggiano is there. I've been working with this cheese for 9 years now. Never have asked. I lie about shit all the time. Actually, that could just be my I don't know if you guys know this. When you go out to eat and you ask questions, 50% of the time they're just either making it up on the spot or lying to you. I do it when I don't even have to, just because it's fun for me. Like, I don't lie. Like, if they're like, does this have soy in it? I'm not like, no. He's gonna fucking have a reaction. I don't do that shit. But like, people will ask shit like, I don't know, is this scotch similar to this one? I'm like, fucking yeah.
I love that.
Scotch,
like, and I get like if you go to like a certain restaurant and you're actually like at a restaurant that's pretty nice too, so I can understand why people would ask that. But it's funny when people go to like, we love Chili's here. We're not shitting on Chili's, but to go to Chili's and expect the bartender to be an expert on like gin is kind of like, oh, is that gin like Belvedere? Is that like this kind, or is that more like this kind? I don't fucking know, dude. I don't fucking know. I'm the bartender at Chili's. This isn't like a fucking high-end bar where you're coming for gin specifically. Like, I don't know what to tell you, bud.
Actually, I did one yesterday where somebody asked if the salmon was wild caught. And I'm like, I was like 90%
yes.
sure anyway.
You always say yes.
See, that's the thing. You almost always do. Almost always. But like, I went in the back just to like clarify and make sure, and I couldn't, like, we didn't have any of the packaging that the salmon came in anymore.
Fisherman.
So I just went out and I was like, yeah, it is. But like,
fishermen, why didn't you just ask one of the fishermen?
Yeah. I didn't even ask any of the kitchen staff too, because I was like, I don't even want.
You just go stand in like you stand in the walk-in freezer and you're just like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You walk back out. Yeah, totally wild caught. Just check.
Yeah,
just check. Yep. Fisherman just went back out to catch some more.
Yep, that's pretty much exactly what I did. Here's one though where you can tell if your server's just going to lie to you and they don't know. Ask them if the redfish is wild caught. Because they'll just be like, yes, because everyone's just saying, no, it's illegal to sell wild caught redfish in Texas. So that's a good one you can use. Be like, hey, is this redfish wild? I like wild. And they'll be like, yeah. And you're like, ha, caught you lying, motherfucker.
That's a good one.
Yeah, I don't know why. I just assume it's
I'm going to do that at also like at Chili's where like they don't serve redfish. Is your redfish fresh caught?
Well, see, that's the thing. You got.
Sir, we don't. This isn't a seafood restaurant. No, but just start asking for redfish everywhere. Called Domino's.
Are your tacos redfish?
Do you have redfish here? No, this is a Torchy's.
That and so there's that. But then also, I'm just back in that stage where I'm so slowly unpacking this house. Like now, I'm remembering why most of the garage or most of what was in the garage that I moved to this house was from the last move. Because unpacking fucking sucks, dude.
Yeah, it does.
It sucks. I hate it. I don't want to do it. I was already thinking today, because it's like this yard that I'm in now gets a lot of sun. I'm going to have to like start watering my yard too. I fucking hate everything.
Or just let it die, and then you don't have to water it.
Yeah, well, then my landlord would probably be pretty fucking pissed off at me. And I'm on a corner lot. So like, there's 2 streets that see my yard, man. I gotta make it look and of course the people right in front of my house, they have the sign in their yard that goes best yard. Like they want it in the neighborhood. I was like, great.
But I can get you a sign like that.
Gotta compete with these motherfuckers. I'm gonna make just a sign that said most okayest yard in the neighborhood.
Oh no, we can just buy like neighborhood best yard in the neighborhood, and then we'll just put Pass the Gravy's logo on it. Like Pass the Gravy certified, best logo, and then best. Like anybody that wants one, if
Very
you
best.
send us, the bestest Pass the Gravy certified best yard sign. Yeah, yard of the month.
I think that's what it says is yard of the month, something like that.
Yeah, Pass the Gravy's yard of the month. And it's just like we got like Robert in a suit, just like with a thumbs up. Why is that guy on it? Because he's the guy that proves it, dude.
We should just put Robert's face on more things.
Then Robert at Robert Barbosa 03, if you would like to be nominated for the Yard of the Month Club, and this can be anybody in the Gravy Gang that is listening or viewing this right now, as long as y'all don't live in the same neighborhood, you can all win. Because Robert, your job is just to be like, do you live where any of them live? Okay, yes. And then
Approved.
You have to order the sign and stuff.
What if we turn this into like a whole of the month merch line?
This is like our world record book, remember?
Dude, what if we put out like a shirt of the month? But it was a shirt that said shirt of the month, not like each month we put out a new one.
It's just a shirt.
Socks of the month. Hat of the month. Dude, we could get a sticker.
We get redundant after a while, but like I don't hate the idea.
Sticker of the month. I think that would be a hilarious sticker to put on your laptop. What does that mean? Well, that's the sticker of the month. Well, what about next month? It's gonna be that sticker again.
It's gonna be that. That's still the sticker.
It's like the butt fumble.
It's just
it's never gonna get defeated. So eventually, it'll just have to get retired.
I don't hate that. I don't hate that at all. We could also do a Pass the Gravy honor roll. Like maybe your kid didn't make the honor roll in school, so that's coming up. Just ask us. Like,
just
hey,
have them send in a video where they say "fuck you, Pat," and then they make the Pass the Gravy honor roll.
Honor roll or the dean's list. I'm the dean of Pass the Gravy. Dean's list, certified, done. Super easy.
We could also do it as
more people do this. This is so easy. We just make our own like yard. Like, who fucking cares? It's a sign. It's a sign. We could. Dude. That's what if your neighbor's gonna be so pissed at you. Like, he's a fucking how? What the fuck is Pass the Gravy? And they're gonna look it up and be like, God damn it.
What if next year we had a dean's list at the Pass the Gravy Awards, and we saw if Dean
sign up?
But if we saw if like Dean Cain did cameos, so we could have Dean present the dean's list. I don't know any other deans.
Jimmy Dean.
Oh, he's dead.
That's what you win. You don't get a certificate. We just give you sausage. But like it's not refrigerated or anything. We just have it like it's just out open.
Also, I think it'd be funny
off some like raw sausage. Like here you go.
If we had like, maybe like 3 or 4 people make the dean's list, but then like the 5th one we just write like have him also say Dean Cain makes it. Like he gets to make the dean's list.
Anybody named Dean?
Wasn't there a politician like Harvey Dean or something?
Harvey Dent.
I think I'm combining Harvey Dent with it's some Dean. He was a former Democratic like presidential candidate. He was the one that went like, yeah,
big Dem guy.
Oh yeah, big Dem, big lib.
This guy, no bigger
some would
lib
go so far
than Pat Dion
as to even call me a lib cuck. I'm such a lib.
Your brother better not hear you saying that.
No,
But Garfield said this. He wants to Barbie. It's a damn Barbie movie. It's radicalizing him. I saw somebody yesterday going on like a rant about the Barbie movie. Like, dude, shut the fuck up. We're still on this. It's 2 weeks ago. It happened. It was get over it, bro. Like, you don't get to get like selectively outraged too. I mean, I do that too, but like this time I was like, shut up, dude. Like Barbie, everybody's skewered by like Ben Shapiro, your boy Ben Shapiro. Like that guy already got mad about it a couple weeks ago. Like you don't like it's the same take. Shut up.
I did see a take though that Barbie is just Black Panther for white chicks, and they broke it down beautifully. Yeah, and it makes a lot of sense. There's a lot of similarities between.
That's what I'm here for. Not you trying to be like, this is why it's woke and it's trying to push their agenda on children. I don't fucking care. It's a movie about a doll.
Yeah, politics fucking sucks.
Who gives a shit?
Yeah. Where were we?
I don't know, but that was our Precome segment. That's
There we
what
go.
we doing that. That was
Yeah.
what we doing that. All right, moving on to the Comeback Kids segment, brought to you by our good friends at Southern Star Brewing Company. Saturday, December 16th. I know it's a minute away. It's a while away. We got the 10th annual Pass the Gravy Christmas Spectacular. That'll be going down at Southern Star Brewing Company, 3525 North Fraser Street, up in Conroe. All you viewers, all you listeners, just remember that's when we also have our Gravies Awards. We're going to be handing out MVPs, Man of the Year, Woman of the Year, all kinds of stuff like that, all at Southern Star, the best brewery on the planet. I was listening to somebody talk about a brewery that they went to this past weekend. I'm not going to name names because we only talk about Southern Star on this, and then apparently St. Pauli Girl and the non-alcoholic beers. But they have hoppy elixir at Southern Star. That's what you want to go with. But they said they went to the beer and their tap system was fucked up. And so like the beer was all foamy, and that they did have like, I think they had bottles or cans or whatever they had to go to at a certain point, but they were like, yeah, their whole tap line, like they had to take it down. They couldn't do any draft beers. And they're like, Southern Star would never. That would never happen at Southern Star Brewing Company. Those tap lines are fucking. John Taffer would just come in his pants if he went to Southern Star. He's like, these are the cleanest tap lines I have ever seen. They're awesome. They make sure their shit works. Southern Star is the best brewery in the entire state of Texas, in the entire world. You go to that tap room, it's what, like 1 million square feet? It feels like it. They basically have a neighborhood that the brewery is in. It is literally like, there's like 3 houses that they bought with the land when they got the brewery. There's a frisbee golf course. There's all kinds of shit at Southern Star Brewing Company. It's kid friendly. Go take the kids, have some fun there, man. It's awesome. And they have a bunch of just like tap room exclusive beers you can try. There's truly something for everybody. You want the Southern brunch? Maybe you want that. I was drinking some of those. Went and had a little pool day, a little Sunday fun day for a buddy's birthday on Sunday afternoon. Was drinking some Southern brunch. You get a bombshell blonde, a strawberry bombshell blonde. And we always tell you around this time of year, you're going to the pool, you're going to the beach, you're going to the river. They always say no glass allowed. You're never going to have to worry about that because at Southern Star Brewing Company, they can all of their beers. They were the first to can craft in Texas, and they're still the best canning craft in Texas. Go check out the brewery. Tell them you're part of the Gravy Gang, 3525 North Fraser Street, up in Conroe. Pass the Gravy's best beer award is going to go to Southern Star Brewing Company this year. Just make that a note for the Gravy's best beer. Southern Star, best brewery. They already won it, guaranteed. Southern Star Brewing Company, the best beer in the entire world. When you're drinking a Southern Star at any point in time, take a picture of it. Tag us at Pass the Gray Pod. Tag them. They're at Southern Star Brewing Co. and at Southern Star BC. Let them know you're supporting the people supporting the podcast. Southern Star Brewing Company, the official beer sponsor of Pass the Gravy and the Comeback Kids segment.
It's the Comeback Kid. The Comeback Kid of the week. The Comeback Kid of the week. Bitch.
Really quick, I just had an idea right there. We should make like a shirt with them. Just says like glass is ass. That'd be an electric beer shirt. Just has like a beer can on it. Glass is ass.
Star.
Yeah.
Text that the key.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to mention. Also, we say this every week, guys. Subscribe, watch us on YouTube because like it looks like. Remember the room that when in the Matrix when they go in and they load all the guns? It looks like I'm podcasting from that room right now because my wall is just super white for some reason.
Or like any room where it's like you meet Jesus.
Ooh,
it's just
when
like,
when he meets
if Jesus had a casting couch and a bed frame behind him, like that would be the room that Pat's in.
Pretty much. That's actually just covering the fireplace because we didn't have anywhere else to put it at the moment.
It's Jesus's casting couch.
Dude, from was it Bruce Almighty when he meets God and he's just up in it? That's my background. It's heaven.
Yeah, it kind of looks like when Harry was killed and he meets Dumbledore in that train station.
See, that looked like a train station.
Him back. Go back. Mm-hmm. You can give up now.
Walk into the light.
Yeah, that's when he died. But he had to die. He had to die to avenge.
All right, quick little sidetrack. Let's get back on.
That. Yeah. Harry Potter got in fights, and fights are our comeback kid, #1 comeback kid this week because it's been an all-time week for fights, guys. Like, what's his face fought this? There's the Jake Paul fight this weekend. I didn't watch it, but that was a fight. If you want to count that as a fight, Derek Lewis had a sick knockout I think this past weekend, maybe it was the weekend before, but it's close enough, so we're going to include that. And then we had Tim Anderson get his ass knocked out by Jose Ramirez when the Guardians were playing the White Sox. Apparently, he'd been like chirping some of the Guardians players and then pulled Jose Ramirez off of second base. At one point, they were kind of shoving each other, and Jose Ramirez was pretty blindly just swinging and just connected on it. And it was a really like lucky punch. His head was down. He wasn't even looking at him, just got him right in that right spot. And Anderson fell down, and yeah, he was KO'd for a second, got up and was all stumbling away. But yeah, that was pretty electric. It was the best baseball fight we have seen in a while. Usually it's just like, let's clear the bullpens, let's break it up, and then we're just going to get in like piles and kind of yell at each other for a little bit. That's usually what happens. The umpire was just like, all right, like I'm going to sort of get in between.
That's the best
part. Hand out there, and then he kind of just let the guy, like, let him swing.
Dude, he broke off like Herb Dean. I think maybe I was thinking of Herb Dean too. Just UFC guy when he gets in the break and then backs away. It's exactly what that guy did. It was electric. And you know what? I'm not going to say he wasn't punching wildly. But you know what? He had his head down wearing the first two punches, and then that's just a good overhand right also. Like, it was a bit of a wild swing, but I mean, Chuck Liddell used to throw that overhand right when his head was down and wasn't really looking either.
Yeah, it was just great. Like, you don't really like Nolan Ryan. That wasn't really much of a fight. That was more of an ass whipping. And I mean, I know there wasn't a ton of punches thrown. There was a lot of shoving, and it is kind of funny looking at it where the guy that got knocked out, even though he was the instigator in all of this, he got 6 games and Ramirez got 3. Like reading into all of it, I guess Anderson had been kind of chirping at the team for a while. There'd been a couple of games before that he had been kind of being a dick, and then it just kept building up. And he did pull Ramirez off the base, which you're not supposed to be doing. So
no, he didn't. Oh wait, okay, maybe he pulled him off afterward. But when Ramirez turned around and immediately started talking shit to him, the ball came in, he just tagged down. He's like, well, you hit me in the face. Okay, well, you know what? You're sliding at the bag. He's standing in front of the bag, and he put his glove down. It hit you. That was weak about it.
That was just
maybe,
what was led up to it. He had done
after.
it. He had done it, though. But it was like, what was like, that was just the build up to it. And it was crazy because you were just like, oh, okay, like that's just a routine. What the fuck? And then,
but yeah, you can't.
It was just hot.
You can't drop your glove and then do the full on square up and then just get fucking knocked like that.
Yeah, and he did the full on like the old, like it was not quite the like 1930s like fighting Irish looking like, yeah, boy, let's square up. But like it was pretty like boxer. It was more boxery than the old school like beefcake dude that would be swinging with his arms all the way out.
It was almost, you know, that gif of that chick. She looks like she's in high school or whatever, but it's that I think it's that black chick, and she's like square, like just trying to like squat down and square up. That's exactly what it reminded me of.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And then,
absolutely.
and he threw 2 good rights right there immediately. But you know what he did? As soon as he threw the right, he dropped his left and then got tagged right on his left cheek.
Yeah, he did. Yeah,
it was beautiful.
And then just having that drop that followed it, that's just never a good look. But that was absolutely electric. And then you're like, okay, fighting, that's back. And I was already I had baseball fights as the comeback kid already going into the beginning of the week. And then Monday happened, and I saw the Montgomery, Alabama boat fight that happened. I don't know if you guys have been under a rock. I guess Pat had. Pat didn't watch the whole video until today before the pod. But these dudes, I guess in Alabama, there was a boat that people went on dinner cruises for, and they had parked their boat and tied it off where that boat was supposed to park. And so they had an employee come and be like, you can't park here. You got to move the boat. They tied their boat off anyways. Then the guy moved the boat. They tried to argue with that guy who was in the right for moving their boat because that's not where their boat should have been. And then they just jumped this dude that was an employee at the dock. And then other people saw it. It was a group of white dudes that jumped the dude. And then a group of black guys was like, fuck that shit, we're gonna retaliate. And then there was just ass whippings handed out, and there were people getting thrown in the water. It was the best fight video maybe ever, just because like there was singing, they were yelling, they were singing, move bitch, get out the way. There was laughing, there was crying, there was
like 3 acts.
There was it was just a story in many parts. And like every time I have watched that video back. Still, you notice something different that you didn't notice before. Ooh, look at this guy. Look at that guy. That guy just jumped off that railing right there. There's a guy that swam across the river to go join the fight. It was just absolutely electric. It was everything you want. Like, I don't condone violence, but when you're gonna watch these videos, it's like, yeah, this is pretty sick. I don't condone violence. I don't condone racism, but I feel like racism got combated right there. You know, hey, don't be racist.
It had
then the racists got dealt with.
Every single element of any other fight video is in that one. There's the like you said, it starts out, it looks racist as shit because it's white dudes jumping a black dude.
It was racist as shit.
Then there's, we don't know if race had anything to do with it or if it was just drunk people being like, don't tell me what to fucking do with my boat. It probably did.
Some of them had commented on stuff afterwards. And
regardless, it had that.
Then
it had a whole wave of black dudes coming to his defense and whooping these white people's ass. Then it had women jumping into the middle of the fight where they shouldn't be and getting hit by wild fucking right hooks. And then also getting their asses stomped by other women.
Then there was
it had women dragging women by their hair. It had
then there was
chairs.
Like women that saw another woman trying to intervene and like stop it, but then they were like, fuck that shit. And so it would then be woman on woman violence. You had some people catching strays, like Pat said, and then you just had the dude that was like, I had it, and he pulled out a chair and just fucking went WWE on everybody's ass. And yeah, there was a woman that got hit, and I don't condone that, but like the video is just like, every time you thought like, okay, well, that's probably it. Oh, fuck. And then something else would happen. Oh my God, he punched him in the boat. He walked into his boat. Now they're in the water. Now they're yelling. They're singing ludicrous to these guys to move, get the fuck out of the way. And now the fucking cops are, now they're all in the fucking handcuffs. And the other people that aren't in the handcuffs are talking shit to him. It just kept going. And there were so many angles. And as the day went on, more angles came out. And you're just like, I'm watching all of this. I think I've seen every single angle that there was. And the dude that was the instigator allegedly has a corner store that now I looked at the reviews on Reddit, and they you can't leave reviews on Yelp anymore because they have been just skewering his business. It was absolutely electric, and I couldn't get enough of it, honestly. I could not get enough of just watching this video. It's the best fight video I've seen in a very, very long time.
Yeah. And it's not like there was any like, I didn't see necessarily any great like square up one-on-one like good fights going on because it's just a massive brawl. And I've always wanted to be in a massive
sucker
brawl
punches.
Like that.
Not a big fan of sucker punches, but like sometimes I feel like there's people that do shit and they like need like I don't condone sucker punches. I'm taking
no sucker punches, no kicking people when they're on the ground. Other than that, whoop their fucking ass. If they're on the ground, you can punch them.
Definition though of like fuck around and find out. And team dock worker guy. Team dock guy.
When
for
he
sure.
tries to turn his hat backwards immediately, he's like, nope, that's not going to work. Tries to look for someone to throw it, and then he just goes, fuck it, and throws it off in the water.
His hat up in the world. He throws his hat up into the air and just fucking, that's when it was on, and then he didn't count on them being like 12 people there. I don't know why that guy ran at him in the first place. It didn't see like that, like the dock worker wasn't getting physical. He was just yelling, being like, get the fuck out of, like, it looked like he was just yelling, get the fuck out of our spot. Move your fucking boat. That would seem like a very easy thing to do. Just chaos ensued. And fights very much back this week. Shout out to Montgomery, Alabama for giving us that video. Like, would you watch that over UFC if like there's no way to guarantee that it would be that electric, but it's like, do you want to watch just a brawl happen? Like it's $50. Would you rather do that or would you watch UFC 284? And you're like, I kind of want to watch a brawl.
Brawls are great, but like, actually, they're not. Very rarely are they good. Usually, it's just like a crowd of people, one or two sucker punches, and like but it's not visually good. That one was just that. Like I said, it was a 3-part play,
and it just kept going.
That was a story that unfolded around violence. Is really what it was.
They should write a Broadway play about it.
I wouldn't be surprised. There's probably
verbal trademark on that.
Hold on. No.
Write Broadway play about Montgomery boat.
Don't. And I'll tell you why. Because that sounds exactly like something my brother would pitch. Dude, like, what if we just wrote a movie out of that one? Shut the fuck up, Andrew. He says that so often. We'll just be sitting up late at night, watching something. He's like, dude, like, think about it. Like, that could be a story. And I'm like, go to bed. Shut up. All the time. He'll watch bad acting on TV. Oh, you mean to tell me I couldn't do better than that? No, you are not talented in any way. And no part of the arts, whatever that fucking means, do you have any skills. And that, I'm sorry to tell you, it sounded like an idea for my brother. Let's make a Broadway play of the Montgomery fight.
I mean, Cocaine Bear did pretty well.
Cocaine Bear was a great story.
Yeah, this is a great story, dude. People jump dock worker. People fight back to defend dock worker. People that jumped dock worker.
It's a great video.
Whipped. Chairs.
It's a great video. It's not so much of a story.
We reach out to Lin-Manuel Miranda, right, Robert? Hamilton guy.
Here's what the actual story is.
Let him do a lot of it. He puts some music in it. They're singing, like you see the chairs come out. Can you not see like some dance numbers with the chairs? They're spinning the chairs around. They're sitting the chairs, like they're sitting backwards like cool kids. They're sitting the right way. They're doing all kinds of cool shit. It's like flash dance with those chairs. But then there's also an element of water and people jumping in water. It's like Circus Soleil, but also Hamilton at the same time. And it's Broadway.
It's not an actual story. The only thing, here's the story of what happened.
It's a quick play. People are going to love that.
White dudes jumped a black guy just out of reach, but within sight of a bunch of black people. And then as soon as the black people got in sight, they beat the fuck out of the white people. That's the whole story. It's not much of a story.
Right.
It's compelling and awesome to watch, but it's not.
You could run that show, make it a 30-minute play. Run that show every hour.
Like my brother.
Run that show every hour. You can run it 24 hours a day, buddy.
I don't throw that around willy-nilly like it's an insult to just throw at people. But I'm telling you, you sound like my brother, and it's not a good thing.
No, I think there's some legs to this.
2 seconds, or not 2 seconds. You're like 2 days away from me. Like, I bet I could get Gutfeld to produce this too. Maybe Shapiro's made films. He could probably help me out with this. Why don't you just reach?
I would never have Greg Gutfeld do it.
That's the one that he always throws at me too. Like, dude, you should reach out on Twitter. Like, can't you shut the fuck up? He doesn't.
Yeah, I'm sure no one does that.
He thinks Gutfeld is just gonna open up his Twitter, see a message from me, and not just a fucking 700 messages he gets daily.
Email.
Click on it and be like, dude, that is a funny line. You should come on my show and deliver that. You fucking idiot.
You want to be on my panel next week?
Oh, dude, no, it'd be me and Tyrus. I'd look small next to Tyrus. Nobody knows what I'm talking about anymore.
No, I don't. It was a good run you had there.
Yeah.
It's a good run you had there. Yeah, I still think it would fucking slap as a Broadway play. I don't care what you say, Pat. You don't know Broadway. I know Broadway.
I bet you were jacked up about the Spider-Man Broadway too, weren't you?
Book of Mormon can make it. Like, come on.
Good story, wrote by geniuses.
This is also a good story, and we'll get Lin-Manuel Miranda. He's maybe loosely involved.
Just know you'll get to settle for this. South Park is definitely going to do at least part of an episode about that.
Then we'll just do the South Park episode.
In fact, it'll probably be Randy and the other dads and the kids go boating out on the lake one day, and then they get back, and the dock worker tells them to stop. So Randy just starts a fight with a black guy and then gets his ass whipped by 20. That I just wrote fucking a third of a South Park episode right there.
Yeah.
Can't tell me where to park my boat. I thought this was America.
I didn't hear no bell.
Here, I'll reach out to them on Twitter. See if maybe they'll make a Broadway play for you.
Yeah, hit them up. And then also, if anybody wants to hit up Lin-Manuel Miranda and be like, yo, you should have the boys pass the gravy. Say nothing if yes. He'd love it.
Do you think he goes by Lin-Manuel or Lin-Manuel to his friends? Because, I don't think I could just call my friend Lynn. Like, it'd be one thing if it was spelled Lynn, it's Lin. I'd be like, I don't respect that as a name. And if he was like, my name is Lin-Manuel, I'm like, I'm not calling you two names. I'd probably call him Miranda. To be honest. Just go by the last name.
Well, he
High school football rules
too. And he did Encanto or one of those. He did one of those Disney ones. It's like that guy's gonna fucking obviously take this idea. It's a great idea. He's gonna run with it and he's gonna make it perfect. Might as well call it Hamilton too.
I like Hamlet too better.
Montgomery Hamilton.
Maybe you could make like the alternate Montgomery and do it from the Montgomery here, but that would probably just be the exact opposite. That wouldn't be as funny online. That Montgomery is a lot different from Montgomery, Alabama.
Yeah, very much so. Very much so. All right. Well, that was our first comeback kid, but Fight's absolutely electric right now. Our other comeback kid is saving the whales, because I feel like I thought we were team not whales. It seems like not everybody's believing that. I'm also anti-AI, and everybody is pro AI, it seems like. But Colts owner Jim Irsay is gonna spend like $1 million, billions of dollars, whatever it is, to fly a whale.
I think it's 20 million.
Yeah, that's a lot.
And I gotta cut you off, sir.
Across the country.
You've been wrong already. If you want to be anti-whale, we can still be anti-whale. Orcas are not whales, sir. They are dolphins.
Same kind of shit, dude.
Yeah, not really. No, it's a
They're called killer whales.
Oh, they're called killer whales because as dumb as people are now, we were way dumber back in the day and didn't know. Like, that thing's huge. It's got to be a whale. It's not. That's why they're so fucking smart. That's why they're the only things that can hunt great white sharks. Sharks and dolphins, natural enemies. It's a big murder dolphin, which is why we like them.
So fight this whale from Florida to the West Coast, and I think it's like Seattle. I think it's to Seattle. But all this makes me think of is like, I think it's pretty dark to think of, but it's just a dead orca on the moon from South Park. But that's just what
dude,
this is gonna be.
We could have an actual recreation of Free Willy though, because it's being moved into it's a 15 acre, I think they said, netted enclosure. That thing could jump the net. We just got to get a little kid out there.
Raise his hand.
Just raise his hand. Yeah. We gotta play some Michael Jackson over fucking loud. Hold me like the river of Jordan.
That's not bad.
Oh, that wasn't a bad Michael Jackson.
That wasn't bad at all.
Proud of myself. But yeah, Jim Irsay, he lives probably exactly how I would live if I had his kind of money. He just drinks way too much and will drop money on something stupid. But his version of dropping, for me, that would be like, oh, dude, I got really drunk and I bought a full-length Star Wars table for $300 online. His is, dude, I got really drunk and I committed $20 million to fly a fucking orca across the country.
Do you think you wake up at all and you're like, fuck, 20 million?
For him, no, he can fucking afford it.
It's still a lot.
Or if he just woke up one day, he's like,
much.
Someone was like, dude, you look like a dick with this whole Jonathan Taylor situation right now. And he's like, hold on, what if we flew a whale across the country? What? No. People fucking love whales. We'll say we're releasing it.
Why would you not free in the ocean? Taylor? I'm saving the fucking whales, idiots.
Yeah, I can't afford to pay this guy. You're spending $20 million to fly a fucking orca across. Yeah, you gotta save the whales. He's got to be back on the pills.
I would imagine so.
But I love Jim Irsay. He's absolutely hilarious. I'm sure he's probably done some problematic shit. Every fucking guy that rich has. But as a professional sports team owner, he's objectively hilarious. I mean, he's been caught with coke 4 different times.
He's too rich to even get. You can't get him.
Dude, but the only people that could make him sell the team are the other owners. They're like, we're not, dude, he's a cokehead running a franchise. He's never going to beat us. Just let it go.
Yeah,
he had Peyton Manning.
That's like what everybody else is like with Jerry Jones. Like, we don't want to make him sell it. We don't care how kind of fucking racist he is. Like, he's going to just not be good.
Plus, also, he helped spearhead getting Dan Snyder out, which all the owners wanted, but they didn't want to be the one to push for it. So forever, they'll love him.
I guess so. But yeah, that we got to that from
Jim Irsay saving whales.
The whales. Saving whales is back. And again,
saving dolphins.
Saving whales.
Dolphins.
Or it's an orca whale.
It's not,
Dwayne Haskins.
It's not though.
Also back. Robert, you don't know who Dwayne Haskins is, do you?
I do not.
Well, he played for Ohio State, was a quarterback, and then he was drafted by the Washington football team / R-words / Commanders.
I believe they were the R words at the time.
Was not good. And then his first action came against the Giants, and I believe like his second pass was an interception against a bad Giants team. Had a very short-lived NFL career, and then I think he went to the Steelers, didn't pan out there, and then he died about a year and a half ago. And it was there was some sort of like I think a car accident or something like that. I do not remember exactly what it was. But Dwayne Haskins is back because yesterday or the day before Colin Cowherd went on his show. Everybody's getting geared up for football season. You're firing off all your takes, and Colin Cowherd was like, "This is Colin's list of quarterbacks that cannot win you a Super Bowl." I did not really look at the list, but I mean, I'm just basing on what I would say is like Kyler Murray, Dak Prescott, probably, right? Like, so those are two guys that can't win a Super Bowl. Just moving on in the list, Dwayne Haskins. Well, yeah.
Neither one of them are on the list, by the way.
Well, they should be because they're not going to win a Super Bowl. But
of course,
Dwayne Haskins came up on the list, and he's not entirely wrong because Dwayne Haskins cannot win a Super Bowl because he has not already won a Super Bowl and he's dead. So yeah, I guess you're right on that, Colin. Kind of weird that's what you went with there. Yeah, I was going to say that was. Don't put your phone.
Sorry.
If you're watching, Pat put his phone on the screen. But no,
I moved it immediately.
No, he did. You kind of sat back like you were just going to leave it there for a second.
Well, and when I sat back, I saw that it was blocking the screen.
But Dwayne Haskins cannot win a Super Bowl, so Colin Cowherd technically not wrong. Also, I believe Steve McNair cannot win a Super Bowl either, so add him to that list. Colt Brennan also cannot win a Super Bowl because he is also deceased. And then Ryan Mallett will also be added to that list, I would imagine, because he can also not win a Super Bowl. So if we're just including all deceased quarterbacks, then yeah, those guys are some guys we should add to the list for sure.
Well, I mean, yes, this is objectively a stupid thing for him to have said, but people ran with it way too much. The list says quarterbacks that can't win Super Bowls that are drafted. It's a whole list of just every quarterback that's drafted since 2013 in like the first or second round. And it's just all the shitty ones from it. Now, obviously they don't have Mahomes and those guys on there, but like right away, Bortles, EJ Manuel, and Johnny Manziel are other. None of these guys are in the league anymore. It's a whole bunch of guys that aren't even in the league. His name was just included in there and nobody fact checked it. And he was reading it live and saw it.
Yeah.
Like it's
not great.
It's still really bad. And by the way, he put Jordan Love on there. Does he mean this year? Because that's fucked up. We haven't even seen the guy play.
We put Daniel Jones on there too, I think. So that's like it's a stupid list, anyways.
I mean,
he's gonna win a Super Bowl probably this year. So
I hope somebody on this list wins it as a backup this year, and they're just like, "Fuck you, coward."
Or Daniel Jones just wins it as a starter, and then it's like, "Fuck you, coward."
I mean, I'd be
and
okay.
They honorarily have Dwayne Haskins. They sign him honorarily.
Actually, can we just admit that the funniest one on this list would be if Jordan Love did win it? Like if the Packers hold on. I'm saying it'd be the funniest because then I would get to face fuck every Bears fan because I'd be like, oh my God, you guys are going to have to put up with another 15 years of quarterback excellence. But the rest of my life is just going to be Hall of Fame quarterbacks. Wouldn't you be happy for me?
Not as happy as if Daniel Jones won Super Bowl.
But you'd still be he'll win it next year. Jordan just has to get this one out of the way to just strike the fear into the hearts.
He has to get out of the way first.
Oh yeah, this is probably this is the last year of his contract, isn't it?
No, it's the first year of a brand new contract because he's a great quarterback that gets paid well.
Oh, let him get it. Either way, the next 2 years.
Elite.
Fucking Paxton Lynch is on the goddamn list. Josh Rosen, like these guys aren't even in the league anymore. Why the fuck are you even bringing them up?
Yeah, I don't know. Colin Cowherd has a bunch of weird takes though sometimes, and it's like that's what he does.
Yeah,
he's firing off takes sometimes.
Oh yeah, he has bad takes.
They're not all gonna hit.
And he's about to get fucking even more money than he currently makes, and he's gonna go back to ESPN.
On Sunday, I was hanging with some friends and was watching the Astros Yankees game, and Pena struck out, and I was like, it'd be really funny is I just tweeted out like, is the World Series champion or is the World Series MVP Jeremy Pena a bust? And I was like, is Pena a bust? ? And it just like for the last 3 days, I'll just get like strays from people who are like, what the fuck? No, he's not. He's going through a slump right now. I obviously don't think that the World Series MVP from last year as a rookie is a bust. I think he's surpassed bust, but it was just a funny tweet at the time.
Too many people just don't think when they read something online. Could this be a troll?
And then also, like, when France gave up a couple runs, I was like, the first time I've seen France fold in a crucial situation.
I did see
Obviously,
a stat
not
yesterday.
talking about JP France.
It's like since he
He's
came
like,
up,
"Come on,
he's got the
guys."
second lowest ERA in the league.
Why is he out of the bullpen? What's going on with that? Why did he come out of the bullpen? That was weird.
Home stretch, pushing for the playoffs. You need the experience, and he's been so good. Now you finally have a long reliever, which the Astros have not fucking had, and it's been a big problem. He's still going to get a lot of innings. Like anytime one of our starters doesn't start out well, it's going to be his game from like the 3rd to the 7th or 8th anyway. And that happens pretty fucking often. So as long as Kyle Tucker keeps coming up with clutch grand slams, we'll be okay. But
yeah, I mean, at least my team didn't split with like a last place team. That would suck. That'd be super embarrassing. And I definitely wouldn't talk shit about like beating them either of the 2 games because they're still last place. So like, it doesn't even matter, you know?
that's baseball, baby.
Doesn't even matter. Doesn't even matter.
Doesn't
play the A's.
Hey, now.
Somebody was talking shit. Like, they were like, I was getting chirped all weekend. And I was just like giving me shit about them being last place. I'm like, you just bragged about beating them.
I bet against
being
the
last
A's.
Place teams.
I bet against the A's so much that I get physically angry every time I turn on the game and they're like within 1 run. Like, what are you doing? It's the A's. Kill them.
Yeah, I stopped just betting baseball, kind of. I feel like I've just been betting soccer, but nobody cares about what I'm betting. Gravy Gambles at Gravy Gambles. Give us a follow on Twitter. That was it. That was what we had for the Comeback Kid segment. Moving on, let's go to the Not Cool segment. We encourage you guys to find something that's not cool in your life every single week. It's kind of a good little Vince session. Hit us up on Twitter. We're at Pass the Gravy Pod. Use the hashtag PTG Not Cool. That's how we'll find them. It's a pretty good way to just, let off a little steam, but something that makes you say, hey man, that's not cool. You stub your toe. Maybe you hit your thumb with a hammer because you're trying to nail something in. Maybe you're moving in and you're like having to unpack. That's a good not cool right there. But all you gotta do is send these into us at Pass Gravy Pod, hashtag PTG Not Cool, and we'll pick some of the best ones. The Not Cool segment is brought to you by littleemshop.com, littleemshop.com. There's a lot of things in this world that are not cool. That will never be a Little M Shop product. They do have the best air fresheners in the game. All the other air fresheners out there, not cool. Little M air fresheners, very cool. That's why you want to go to littleemshop.com, littleemshop.com, and get you some of the best air fresheners in the world. They're also available on Etsy if that's an easier route for you to go to. But if you go to littleemshop.com and use our promo code PTG69, you're going to get 10% off your order when you use promo code PTG69. You can also get free shipping when you spend $10 or more. So free shipping and 10% off your order when you spend $10 or more at littleemshop.com. Sounds like a pretty good deal. If you're ordering anything from Little M Shop, when you get it, or when you make your order and you black out the stuff you don't want us to see, your order number and your address and stuff, and screenshot it, we'll give you a shout out and a retweet at Little EM Tweets on Twitter and that Little EM Shop on Instagram, and then tag us. We're at Pass Gravy Pod, but let them know you're supporting the people, supporting the podcast. Little M Shop. There's a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Use our promo code PTG69 at checkout for 10% off your order at littleemshop.com, the official sponsor of the Not Cool segment.
Not cool, man. Dude, that's not cool. Not cool. Not cool. Dude, that's not cool, man. Dude, that's not cool. Not cool. Not cool. Dude, that's not cool. Not cool. Not cool.
All right, we're going to start off with some viewer submitted not cools. Again, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Go check us out. Go watch us. Go hang out with us. It's like it will be your favorite TV show. Go to youtube.com/@PassTheGravy Podcast, or just search Pass the Gravy Podcast on YouTube. Hit that subscribe button. If you're listening to us, make sure you do that. If you're watching us, make sure you also hit play on the audio version of the podcast as well. I'm going to hit up some of y'all's not cools right now. This is from Brandon Whitehead. He's at Brando Whitehead on Twitter. And Brandon says his not cool is my company car got broken into last night. They stole my can of dip and company gas card. Now I have to go through the process of getting the card canceled, get another one issued, and go buy another can of dip. Yeah, that does suck. It's like obviously a not cool situation in general, but then when it's a not cool situation that follows up with chores that then you have to do that you didn't want to do, that's not even any fault of your own, that is the worst. And sorry about your can of dip.
Yeah, and they stole like you're taking you got to take my fucking tobacco.
Really kicking my ass down. Really
That's
kicking
such
down.
a dickhead move.
It
It's
is
such a dickhead move.
huge dickhead move.
Sorry, buddy. T's and
Yeah,
P's.
dude, T's and P's, man. I don't know if you got the car back. Did you say you got the car back? They just broke into it. And they didn't steal the car, but still having to cancel the card, having to do all that, having to be like, these aren't my transactions, all that shit. That fucking sucks, dude. T's and P's, my friend. Hopefully you're having a better week this week and into next. Mikey Paul, he's at It's Just Mikey P on Twitter, and Mikey says his not cool is my Frankie Ocho shirt got caught on something and ripped, and he did attach. If Robert, you'll throw the image up quickly. He attached the picture of it, and it's the back of his Frankie Ocho shirt just got caught, and that sucks. And you can't really just walk around with that. That's now just a walk around the house shirt, I guess.
It's a workout shirt, baby. Rip
I
those
guess so.
sleeves off.
Maybe it is. Make it a tank top.
Workout shirt, yard work shirt,
Top.
or even, you could do what my mom used to do sometimes when I was a little kid. That shirt gets really ripped like that. Tear that bitch up into rags. You can always use more rags around a house. That's something I learned as a child. Like, when you got to clean up just like weird shit, it's always good to have just really ratty rags around, and old t-shirts, perfect for that.
Yeah. And you can just take them to Goodwill after that and just say they're tie-dye.
Not cleaning it with fucking bleach, man.
That would be
Throw a
really
little Windex on there. Use an old t-shirt.
Just buy a bunch of white shirts and then start cleaning. Just clean a bunch of stains and shit and any messes you have, and then just wash the shirts and be like, yeah, they're tie-dye.
I mean, the shirt I'm wearing right now is real soft. I could definitely make some good rags out of this. Just for cleaning the windows and shit. Nothing crazy.
Yeah. You just use paper towels too.
Oh, well, then you got to throw away. This is reusable, baby. I'm not saying you tear it up and use it once. No, you wash it. You keep fucking using them. Just cleaning rags, dude.
All right, maybe that's another way to recycle it and keep Frankie Ocho living on.
Yeah.
We do have to get the Frankie Ocho shirt back in the PTG store. Maybe we'll do another limited run of it.
I want a Frankie Ocho golf shirt.
That'd be sick.
Dude, it's like a little fucking spider right on the tit.
Yeah, that'd be sick. All right, next not cool.
Shooting Locho. That's a good one right there. So my buddy always says when we're golfing, he's like, dude, I'm gonna shoot low today. Shooting Locho.
Yeah.
I mean, only me and you would get it, but whatever. Right. That's enough for me.
Frankie Locho would be. Call me Frankie Locho. Just try that next time. Again, nobody would get it besides Gravy Game, but still, that plays. Next not cool. It's from Helly Ray Houston, Angelica Hughes. She's at Helly Ray Houston on Twitter, and she says her not cool is I made plans for drinks after work with a friend. I got tired, so I drank a second cup of coffee around noon. Helped me get through the workday, but I started crashing around 4, so I drank a 5-hour energy, and then my friend called and canceled plans. Now I'm wired for no reason. That is.
You can still go get drinks.
Yeah, but there's have you done that before where you're all right, the week I was off, the week that I had off a couple of weeks ago, I was like, all right, well, Emma's got to work tomorrow. I'm just going to caffeinate up. I'm going to stay up late. I'm going to play Xbox with the boys. And all the guys are just like, oh, bro, I can't tonight. And I was like, well, I'm fucking wide awake.
I don't think in terms of future when I need caffeine, which I know is dumb.
I usually don't, but sometimes you just get amped up. You're like, all right, I'm all hopped up on caffeine right now, ready to go. Let's have ourselves a night.
I'll be like, I'll get to work. I'll be like, I'm tired. I'll have a cup of coffee. And then I'll be like, I'm kind of tired. I'll have a second cup of coffee back to back. I don't give a shit. Every once in a while, I'll have an espresso. When I'm really I just feel worn the fuck down.
Yeah.
I'll have an espresso because I know within 3 minutes, all of a sudden I'm back to regular. There's so much caffeine in that shit. But then every once in a while, I'll dip a little bit more and I'll have another, and they're double espressos. I'll have another one an hour later. And then I'm just 2 hours later at work, I'm wired as a motherfucker, bored out of my mind, there's no worse than being that wired and bored. Because you're I have nothing to do.
You're just I want
but
to
I
do,
can't
I'm
sit
jittery
still.
and I want to do things.
Yeah, but I don't. That's future Pat's problem.
That is her not cool. Is that she got to that point where she was like, but I don't have anything to do.
Just go sit on your couch and get drunk. That's a
But
fucking
when you're all
great way to
wired,
bring it down.
sometimes it's like you're like, I don't want to do that. When I want to go do things.
Well, you gotta start settling the system back
guess
down.
you do.
Alcohol
I
is
guess
a
so.
great way to do it. Except for me,
guess
alcohol gives me energy. It's not a good. That's why I stay up till fucking 4 a.m. so often.
Not me. Not usually me. Doesn't give me a lot of energy. Just makes me drunk. Doesn't really give me energy. I can keep it going sometimes, I guess.
Yeah, like the more you drink, it'll just keep you rallying. And that,
if you're out, but if I'm at home, I'm just gonna want to go to sleep.
See, that's the thing though. When I'm at home, I'll just be on the couch and I'm not moving, so I'm not expending any energy. I'm just getting drunk.
Right, but at that
and
point,
I'm like, oh,
I'm
dude,
like,
it's
well,
4:30 in the morning.
Tired.
Why am I
I'll
awake?
lay down.
Actually, that's kind of what I'm happy about too. Now that my bed is all the way upstairs, I gotta like make the conscious decision to be like, all right, shut all this shit off, get up there, go to bed. And I'm doing stairs every day now. I'm like, yeah. It's one flight of stairs. But you know it's something.
The stairs and then the dumbbells when you're taking a shit.
Bro, my poop curls going sick.
Yeah. TikTok fucking loves that. I love that like we can post those videos and like TikTok is just the one that just roasts us. They're like, yeah, we're gonna take advice from this guy. We're gonna take fitness advice from this guy. Hernia just checked into the chat. And it was like, yeah, dude. Pat's obviously a fucking trainer.
All right, now I have to get a TikTok just to shit talk these people back. Like, first of all,
they're pretty funny.
Never had a hernia. Never had a hernia. Shocking, I know. Why do you think I take so long in the bathroom? I ain't pushing shit.
Well, but like when I
literally, I'm not pushing.
I always
shit.
use all like the trending like TikTok hashtags too. So then like it's just on everybody's like general feed sometimes, and like who the fuck are these idiots talking about this shit? And it was just like they saw the clip of you saying that, and they're like, "That's not."
That would be funny.
Would not recommend.
If we just started going mega viral and you didn't tell me because you're like, this is not gonna be good for Pat's ego, and I still just don't have TikTok, so I don't know.
Pat's like a superstar. I have no idea. Me and Robert just splitting on the money.
He's just raking in the dough.
Robert, here's like $1,000, bro. I got you. Shout out to Pat for not knowing.
I'm sitting there at Kroger, like, do I need to get Kroger sushi for a third time this week?
Dude, are you the guy from TikTok? You're like, no, I'm not. They're like, are you serious? Like, well, guys, somebody just showed me a video of me on TikTok. It has 4 million views. Yeah. No, that went viral, bro.
Yeah, you would just be able to look at me and be like, yeah, dude, we don't get any money from that. I'd be like, okay.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
They don't let you monetize because of China. Remember? You can't monetize it. Okay.
Oh, they probably would shut me down. Like if I ever did get big, because they'd find all the shit I've said about China.
That China. Okay. So that was another not cool. But yeah, I really feel like the getting amped up, that does suck when you get like caffeinated up and then nothing happens. You're like, what do I do? Sometimes I'll do that with a 5-hour energy when I'm like up editing stuff. If I'm like, oh, I gotta edit this video, and then I finish it a little bit faster or a lot faster than I assumed I would. I'm like, oh, fuck,
you usually do
a couple hours. I mean, yeah. When I was video editing, and then like you're like, oh well, shit, I finished that. Like I thought it was gonna take me like another hour and a half, and it's 11 o'clock, and I just took a 5-hour energy, so I'm gonna be wide awake. And you just kind of like lay in bed staring at the ceiling. Not ideal. So I get that. Helly. Let's move on to our next not cool from you guys and gals. It's from Ashley Wilkins at Buster Healer Mix on Twitter. Ashley said, I went camping last week in Colorado, and on our drive back, my son started projectile vomiting. Yeah, that's a pretty bad, not cool. Pretty bad.
Kids are fucking gross.
And just, you can't, like, once you're in a car going a long distance, the smell of throw up, that stays. You can clean up throw up, but when that's in a car, that's going to smell like throw up for a good little minute.
And I understand, like, it happens quick with kids and they can't. I don't really remember, like, throwing up a lot of places. I mean, I didn't have motion sickness, so cars never bothered me. But I can't remember ever having to throw up and not having time to be like, I got to throw up. Where can I do this? Mom, I need something to throw up in.
As a child.
Well, yes. And even then, I never threw up in the middle of a party. I always made it to a bathroom or a backyard.
Yeah. No, there were a couple times I didn't make it. A couple times.
I mean, I threw up behind a air conditioning unit one time and like splashed my shoes. There's like little specks of vomit on it, but I just ignored that because I was drunk.
Threw up on a wall one time at it was another high school's party. And I was like, I don't know anybody here. This is awkward. And no one saw me throw up on the wall. Like, there was like a white wall. And I just was like, I gotta go. And we just left.
I
felt
sharted.
bad, but I was like, I don't want to find out whose house this is and be like, hey, I threw up in your house. What do you want me to do? I don't want to clean it.
I sharted one time at our buddy's house, and then I panicked and didn't know what to do. Like, I went to the bathroom. I didn't try and flush them, but I just like took off my underwear and put it in like the little bathroom trash can right there. Just left them there. Such a dirt. Sorry, Carlos. That was a real dirtbag thing to do.
I've had it happen before at a restaurant where like you think you gamble and you lose on the fart, and you're like, shit. All right, well, my pants are okay. I gotta get rid of this underwear, and if it's got the tank on the back of it, I know it's gross at a restaurant, but just and then close it because sometimes
You son of a bitch.
But my whole thing is like, I don't want to be walking towards like, because sometimes the bathrooms will only have the central, like the trash can when you walk in by where you wash your hands. Like, I don't want to be caught with like boxers in my hand if somebody were to walk in. I don't know if somebody's already in another stall. I'm just gonna fucking do this and get out. And it's like, nobody's probably ever going back in there, right?
You're
Hopefully.
fucking evil, dude. That
I
means
bad. I felt bad. I felt bad.
You're fucking evil.
But sometimes you gotta make moves, you know. Like, it's not a time where you get to examine all your options. You just gotta make a quick decision before people are like, where was Alex for so long? Trying to find out where to ditch this underwear, bro.
I mean, I understand you panic in that situation. It happens, but that's literally the worst place you could leave it. Like, balled up in the corner of the room would be better because at least they know it's there and they can get rid of it. Behind the toilet.
See, I was like, I just didn't want anybody to walk in and just see me in the stall and then see like boxers thrown there and be like, this guy shit. Because it wasn't a full shit, it was just a shart. And it was like, I just can't wear these underwear anymore. I'm not gonna ask for a to-go bag.
Literal worst place you could possibly fucking do it.
You gotta make moves, dude.
I'm
not proud of it.
You better go back to that restaurant at some point and you overtip the shit out of somebody.
I'm pretty sure I left a really good tip. Anyways.
Okay. I mean, it doesn't help whoever's fucking cleaning it, but
maybe their plumbing is so good they haven't even had to notice that it was there.
In that situation, it could be the busser who ends up having just leave an extra. Be like, hey, here's an extra 10. Give it to the busser.
I should have like brought like if I had tape, just tape like a fiber inside the tank.
Thanks for the F shack.
Was it what like in movies? Sometimes people have like a bag with a gun in the back of the toilet like that. It's like just put like a $5 bill also in a bag, or
Sorry,
a gun, a $5 bill and a gun.
Didn't know where to leave it.
Shit boxers. Like, did this guy give me a gun? Here, have this gun.
You're a bastard.
Robert, would you rather have $5 or a gun?
I'm gonna go $5.
Gun. You go gun.
Yeah, gun. You can sell the gun.
Always go gun, because then you can sell the gun and make more than $5.
Dude, at the very least, you got a buddy. If you have a gun, there's always a buddy that'll be like, "Oh, you want? I'll give you $50 for it." It's not registered, right? All right, I'll take it.
What was that thing when they like did the gun buyback, and people would be like I don't remember what they were giving away for guns. We go, hell, I'll buy guns for that. Yeah, I would take a gun over $5 any day.
Wasn't that? It was like somebody who was standing like just outside the parking lot of the cop buyback. It was like, I'll give you $5 more than they're offering for that gun. And they just bought it, and the cops like made them leave or something. I remember that guy was a fucking brilliant son of a bitch.
And then there was a guy that maybe 3D printed a bunch of guns, and they had to make a rule that they do not accept 3D printed guns because he made a lot of money. But I don't know how much it costs to print all the guns either. I don't know. 3D printers still are wild to me that those are real things.
Yeah, I don't understand them at all.
Like, I don't either.
I understand those as much as I understand quantum physics, which is
it's just
0%.
magic to me. And when people are, I have a 3D printer, I'm like, are you a wizard? Fuck. We building houses? Like, why don't you
Oh,
just build a house? If we have a 3D printer, why don't you just build a house with it, man?
I mean, theoretically you
isn't-
can, but then you still have to build the house.
Not if you just like see this
You-
house, they give it a model of the house and be like, build this.
Are you thinking this thing's on like wheels and it's a little robot that just starts going in circles, like building the walls and all the plumbing from the bottom up? That's not how it works.
But if you give it a blueprint, it should be able to do that. It's just
Hey-
3D print this. Do this, but 3D.
I
See this
agree.
blueprint?
That's how
It's
they
on the
should
paper.
work.
Just
That's-
do the 3D version of that. Use
See,
the
that's the-
squares and stuff on it, and then make it 3D.
That's the problem, is you think that's how it works. You really don't even understand how they work, which is brilliant. I guess I do understand them a little bit more than you.
How do you just print a 3D gun? They kill
Because
people.
I mean, a gun
That's
is small
wild.
enough to fit inside a printer, so it can 3D print all of those components right there. Or even if they just print the little pieces and you
Do you
put the
make a
gun
3D
together,
bullet, or do you just buy a real
I'm
bullet?
sure you can. Well, see, you could print the 3D bullet, but then you still have to fill it with the powder or whatever. I don't know if it's
Can you
still
make
called
that out of
gunpowder. I don't know shit about
3D
guns.
printing.
That's what's funny about this podcast is I'm the gun authority and I know so goddamn little about guns.
Just ask your brother to come in. He'll probably fill it
You
out.
think he doesn't know shit about gun? We're not a gun fan. Our parents are from fucking New England, man. We didn't grow up with weapons in the house. We just like them.
Aaron
'cause they go
Hernandez was
boom and
also
they're
in New
fun.
England.
Huh?
Aaron Hernandez was also from New England. He still used guns.
Well, my family was pussies from New England. I don't know what to tell you.
Okay, well.
My
saying.
dad's French Canadian. I guess it's not a big part of that culture.
Yeah, he's too nice, too polite.
And my grandpa hunted on my mom's side, but like, I guess he never took my mom.
If anybody ever offers you a choice between taking $5 or a gun, you always take the gun.
Yeah.
And that's what we should take away from this podcast today, kids. Don't use the gun.
At the very
Just
least,
take
you
the
can
gun.
just
and
go
you can
straight to
sell
a
it.
pawn shop.
Yeah, just flip
Fucking
that bad
pawn
boy.
that shit real quick. You're not gonna get full
Flip it.
market value, but you're gonna get more than $5.
Yeah, you go to Pawn Stars guy, he'll be like, I don't know, give me like $500 for it. It's like, best I can do is 200. Like, that was better than $5. Let's go.
Perfect.
Whatever the profit I just made was, it's that plus $5. Done.
Beautiful.
Guns. Talking guns on the pod.
You.
I don't know how we got to that from projectile vomiting kids, but
Calf
3D
oh, yeah.
printers and then
Kids,
printing
yeah.
a gun. Maybe I just need to buy a 3D printer and just like, I want to do that. But Emma, look, all of our problems are solved. What do you need? Groceries? 3D print them. I don't think you know how 3D printers work. You can't eat all. No, just 3D print it.
They don't.
Why isn't
create
this
matter.
making corn? 3D print my meals.
KFC? You're just yelling food orders at it.
Like it's a fucking like an Alexa.
Make me girl dinner.
3D printer, make me snack.
Just
Make me
hot,
Cheetos.
hot Cheetos and a boba tea. Girl dinner served.
What if you like I just like was like bragging about this sick 3D printer I got, and you just come over and realize Emma was just fucking with me and had put like an Alexa next to the 3D printer? I'm sorry, I can't do that. Shit!
Ah!
My 3D printer tells me the weather. It fucking it orders shit on Amazon for me. It tells you when my packages get here. Tells you when it's time to reorder stuff on Amazon. It's like an Amazon 3D printer. It's like it sounds a lot like an Alexa. Well, you have to call it that, yeah.
My 3D printer's name is coincidentally Alexa. It's crazy.
That's wild, dude. Or Hey Google. I haven't really heard anybody using Hey Google in a minute.
I've never heard it. I was excited when Microsoft did Cortana. I was like, dude, I'm gonna be able to talk to Cortana. I've never seen a single fucking device that uses it.
Cortana's a stupid name.
Excuse me.
It's
Apologize.
Not cool,
Apologize.
vibe.
Halo.
You know, somebody named Cortana. I didn't play Halo. Well, a lot. I didn't play the story mode.
What?
Really? Did I remember? I probably did, but I don't really remember it.
I don't even move on because I'm gonna lose my fucking
Yeah.
temper really quick if we
Yeah,
don't
I'm
move
going
on
to.
from
I'm
this.
about to. Last not cool we got is from Josh Treecoddle at Joshua Tree 713. He said his not cool is that he got bit by a spider. Spin zone, maybe it was radioactive and you have superpowers. So always It's either really good or really bad, right?
And it's just gonna be really bad. Or
Unless
it might
there's
not be really bad, but it's just that it always sucks when all of a sudden you notice a bite, and I don't know if it's painful or just kind of stings or whatever the fuck it is, and you don't know what it is. Your brain always goes spider bite. When did I get bit by a spider? God damn it!
But then like if it's the brown recluse that you don't want to get bit by, it's brown recluse and black widows you don't want to get by. And I remember somebody in high school got bit by one of those. I don't remember which one it was. And like it was the bite that then like ate away at part of like the skin, and it looked like this crazy rash. And it was like, what the fuck is that from a spider bite? And I was like, maybe they are gonna be superheroes. They were not superheroes.
I didn't even know about that.
Doesn't always work. I mean, it wasn't like that big a deal. It was just like, that's gross. It's a gross bite.
I should have had a spider bite my fucking wart that was on my finger, so I didn't have to have it burned off.
Hopefully, you got a radioactive one. Let us know if
That'd
you
be
start
dope.
shooting webs soon.
Spider Pat, that'd be sick.
We would love to hire you to.
There's a crime going on.
Local Spider-Man.
How
Josh,
far is
do
it?
this.
It's 3
Pat
miles
throws
away.
The hat up. Pat throws the hat up. That's the new bat signal. It's like the doc guy.
Yeah, everyone was just like, Pat, this you? Pat, this you? I was like, what the fuck, guys?
Yeah, that was pretty great.
Just because I'm white?
And it was a shirtless photo of you. It just blended in well.
It did. It was great.
If you looked at it for sure. No, that's not Pat. Go look at our at Pass Great Pod. Go check out our Instagram, our Twitter, our Facebook. All right. I've got one that I can go first. My not cool is that I on weekends will take my laptop from my little studio to my coffee table in the mornings. I'll drink my coffee. I'll usually have some show on. And I'll do my bets. I'll put my bets in. And you look at the board, it's a whole process. And on Saturday morning, I set my computer down on my table, and my computer was like facing a weird direction back up at me. And I was like, this is weird. And I tried to like flatten it out, and it would not. And then I looked and realized my table is warped. Like, I didn't spill shit on it. I don't know why it got warped, but like, it's like I can set a drink on there and you can like see the U under it. And it's not really efficient for keeping anything that I am trying to drink that does not have a lid on it now.
Did you leave your laptop on there for like an extended amount of time? Maybe it was really hot and warped the wood?
Usually the laptop's not on it. It was like an overnight thing. And I was like, I was using this last night before I went to bed.
Did you maybe have like a cold drink on it and then a hot drink on it?
No, there was no drinks. There was no drinks on it when I went there. And I was like, unless like Emma came in the middle of the night and like put it on there, like poured water on it and then just went to bed, like, which she didn't do.
Maybe Wheezy jumped up on it and peed on it and that warped it.
Wheezy would never do that.
I mean, fucking maybe Wheezy was sleepwalking. Can dogs sleepwalk? Because that'd be so fucking cute.
I don't know if they can actually walk, but sometimes when she sleeps, she sleep runs.
I mean, we all have seen that, but that'd be hilarious to just watch a dog like walking around with its eyes closed.
Yeah, that'd be wild.
That'd be super cute.
Having my table be warped, and like it's not all the way warped. Like the whole table is it, but like by my side of the table, which is even worse because it's like this is where I do my shit. Why couldn't have been Emma's side,
Turn it around.
No, they have like the way that our drawers and shit are. It's like if you turn it around and they don't open the right way. It's
That's
one of those tables you can pull, or like one of those coffee tables you can like lift up so you can eat at the coffee table. And it's like you can't flip it.
I mean, you won't be able to do that
I would've
anymore,
absolutely done that.
But you'll have the good side. It'd be a really funny prank to play on
No,
Emma.
that's
Like,
weird
I
as
don't.
it seems flipped. It wasn't that way, was it? It always
I
opened
don't know
this
what
way.
happened, but yeah. I mean, let's just leave it. It's not a big deal.
It always opened away from us, where we had to lean forward to eat, right? No.
Yeah.
Huh. But yeah, that's my not cool. Fuck warped tables.
I got a couple. I'm first one. I floated out since my group chat fantasy football league. We don't play for money anymore. We got a trophy last year, so I was like, well, let's add a punishment for last place, which already is a daunting task because my group chat can't agree on anything ever. Like I even threw out. I was like, guys, the simplest one will probably just be we're not even playing for money anymore. Last place owes first place $100. Like it's simple, it's easy. Like let's just do that. No, dude, I'm not going to make a financial commitment like that. I don't know if that was the exact words, but
You
one of my friends said
guys
something like that.
Are losers for playing
Dude.
in a no money fantasy league.
Well, it's all pride now. Well, first of all, for years it was only $25 buy-in because
Yeah, but make it just something where there's a monetary value. Like if you want me to ever change the lineup, I'm not doing that if it's a $0 fantasy league.
For years it was a $25 buy-in because my buddy is the cheapest fucking person of all time. I was like, dude, I can't swing more than that. And I'm like, first of all, dude, and at the time he was putting his fiance, now wife, through, like he was paying for everything while she was in law school. And he's a teacher. I was like, okay, you're still pulling down more money than me, but okay, shut the fuck up. Then we finally got it up to 50, which was fighting tooth and nail with him. Now his wife is a lawyer. He makes good money because he's been teaching for like 10 years now, or good enough, plus hers. And he's the one that was like, I'm not going to make that financial commitment or something like that. I was like, dude, if
kick
you
him out
can't,
of the league, kick him out of the league then. Like that's very easy.
I was like, I make vastly less money than everybody else in this group chat. If $100 is a financial commitment to you, you need to seriously reevaluate how you're spending your money because something is vastly. I've got 3 fucking cable boxes. I don't need 3 cable boxes. I subscribe to I waste so much goddamn money. Anytime if I needed $100, I'd have it like that, and I wouldn't even fucking blink. So we're fighting tooth and nail about that.
But like, if it like $50, I think. I mean, $25 isn't that bad, but it's like I don't know everybody's money situation, but we're like in a
they can all afford
football league where people have jobs and are like gainfully employed. Like $50 should not be a problem. I've kicked people out of my fantasy league that I'm a commissioner in because they did not pay the $50, and I was like, I know you have a job. I absolutely know you have a job. If you cannot afford to give me $50 before the start of the season, I'm going to kick you out and give somebody else your team. And I did do that, and it's like you can hold people accountable because like they don't want to lose their money. I don't understand how you would just play for like I get pride, whatever, but like it's just fantasy football.
Well, that's why we
I just don't care about it anymore, man. I'm so burnt out on like having to play all the teams and all that shit where it's like I would rather just gamble and get my money right after it. It was either my money's lost or I get money back. Like I want it every single day. I don't.
That's why I wanted to add.
I check out.
Like and that's why we all chipped in. We bought the trophy last year because we were all tired of dealing with him just bitching, and we're like, I mean, the winner only got like fucking $600 anyway. So we're like, what's even the fucking like? You're not really getting much out of this.
Nothing.
Actually, no. It was for years. It was like the winner got like 300, and second got their money back, and then the winner, like now it's like the winner gets like 5, 6, whatever the fuck it is. It's something. But we got rid of it. We got the trophy. Now we can all stencil our names. We can talk shit. But yada yada. But I was like, at least last place. If you come in last place of an 8-man league, you got to have. So I threw that out. They can't agree on that. I think I've got them all on board with the last place is going to have to shoot a nude Sports Illustrated the athlete cover, like a whole calendar, and then buy us all them. So we all have. And now everyone, like they're all already talking about everyone in the league ganging up on me to make me lose because it would objectively just be the funniest calendar if it was just a bunch of naked photos of me in athletic poses. So we might be on board there, but it's just like even just floating the idea of a last place punishment, 3 days worth of arguments because we can't agree on anything.
Yeah, that's exhausting.
It's annoying.
An 8-man league too.
Yeah, and my main one is so I've moved now. I am much farther away from the tobacco store I usually use. So I was like, oh, let me just type in tobacco stores near me. 700 fucking smoke shops. Oh my! And I'm sure they are everywhere now. But they all say smoke shop. I finally find one that says it was like tobacco outlet. So I drive over to that one. I walk in instantly. I'm like, they don't even sell dip in this place. It's a smoke shop that they named tobacco outlet. I didn't even see any fucking cigarettes, dude. It was crazy. So now I've realized I got to drive. Now I got to drive all the way back out to Katy when I want, like when I need to refill my dip and stuff. Just an unfortunate, like you can't. Every tobacco store is just turned into fucking vapes and CBD. That's it. It's all that now. And I don't know how these fuckers are in business. They're on every goddamn corner. It's like when Starbucks super expanded and they were just fucking everywhere. And you're like, how is this possible? Everyone really is smoking fake weed now and vaping.
There's a lot of people that still drug test.
Dude, it's incredible. No, dude, the fake weed, you'll still get popped on a drug test. It still shows up as THC in your system. It's just legal to buy.
I guess it's just easier
But
to
it's just-
get instead of have a dealer or something.
Like the fact that I just have to really put effort into looking on how to buy tobacco these days, absolutely outlandish to me. And I buy it like in a large portion. So like I could just go to the gas station and buy it, but like it's way more expensive that way. I'm frugal.
Yeah, you just gotta stockpile it when you go.
Yeah, it's so fucking out of the way now. It's a pain
You're
in
on
the
way home.
ass.
On the way home one day. Just swing
Dude,
by.
it's way no. I live up Highway 6 now. I got to drive all the way out to Mason Road.
Everybody knows where that is. Let's listen.
It's in Katy.
Right. It's a ways away.
Let me put it this way. It's a 20-minute drive out of my way. So it's a 40-minute round trip. Just to get
So you have
different.
to go to your drug dealer. Just assume it's weed. It's kind of like weed. You might as well just buy weed.
I mean, I could just go out to my buddy's house afterwards, but it's like, it's so out of the way. It just sucks. Can't find a fucking tobacco store in my area. It's insane to me.
Hate it when that happens.
Yeah. Robert?
My swimmers are no good. A couple of weeks ago, I was telling you guys about how I did one of the DNA thingies that like tells you your ancestry, and they got my I just say swimmers just because it's just spit. It's my spit that they got, and there wasn't enough DNA in it, so they had to resend me the tube so I can spit into it. So now it's just going to take longer for me to find out if I'm Asian or Filipino or not.
Robert, swimmers being no good is a completely different thing.
No, I know. That's what he was.
That's
the reason he used that.
that's
language.
just a lie. You just lied. I thought you were like, I've got low T. Turns out I can't come hard enough. Or
I don't think that's what low T means.
I mean, if you have low T, you probably don't come very hard.
I don't know if it's
Just
about
spit.
how hard you come.
Or that
I
means you
think
just
it's just like how many. It's about like how
We could take
how
it-
potent your sperm is, not the how hard you come.
or we could take it literally and think that Robert was correct and say he came in his mouth and then spit it into a cup, but there wasn't enough.
Definitely don't think that was it.
I mean, he hasn't denied it, so
I have a friend who did it too, who likes to joke around that he's like 5% black, and that's like what I always bring up. And Sam did the DNA test thing too, and she one-upped him. She's 6% black.
6.8.
6.8.
Oh, it would have been better with 6.9.
yeah, just lie and say it's 6.9.
Yeah, round up. But what she
who
should start
did
saying
you
is like it
use?
came back and said I'm 100% that bitch. So you
No,
put
no
Liz
free
on.
ads. But did you use the one that starts with A?
No.
Okay, good, because I think that giant mega firm, whatever the fuck it is, BlackRock, just bought that company and now just has access to everybody's DNA files. Sure, that's not a bad thing.
Spoiler,
Skynet's
they're all
coming.
gonna be bought at some point, and we're all
Yeah.
you're gonna be cloned now, Robert. You're gonna be cloned.
That seems fine to me.
Is your DNA just bad? Like your spit's like not readable enough?
Yeah, it's like I said, my
Or are you
swimmers
too
weren't good.
diverse?
They just couldn't be read.
Just say like your diversity was off the charts because they couldn't even register it.
Yeah, it was not enough DNA in my spit, so I guess like I didn't spit enough.
Like, how much did you spit?
Well, it tells you like you
One
gotta.
cup?
It tells you like fill up to this line, and I did, but
Yeah, like remember when COVID first came out and they had the spit tests you could do? That was the very first COVID test they ever did. And it was like the amount of the line was so high up. I was like, okay, like I can't imagine that, like, unless you had just like spit water in with your spit. Like,
Didn't those
that
take
is
like
pretty
6
weird.
days to get results on those too? It's like it
Yeah, they
took
just
so long
lost
by the time you
yours.
got your results got back, then like you fucking were already not having it anymore.
I never took a spit test.
I didn't either. I just heard about it.
Oh no, on the COVID test. They give it because I had to pay for the spit test. I had to pay a pretty big amount of money because it was like that was a vacation week that I had, and I was like, well, I can either not do anything for a week or I can get cleared, and I think it was like 24 hours. They guaranteed that it would be.
Oh, okay.
But that was one, but it was like I think you had to pay like $200 for it. I hated it. I was glad that I was COVID negative though. But yeah, that was a lot of spit. Like I was struggling to fill it past the line. So it was like the fact that like if you can't get that unless they probably spilled it, right? Like they were trying to put it in the thing and it just like they didn't do it right. And like fuck, I just say it didn't read. I bet there's so many things in like labs like that they're like, yeah, it wasn't definitive. It came back weird. We're gonna have to try that again. And it's like they just fuck.
Dude, I just talked about lying in a restaurant all the time. Everybody lies at their job. So yes.
Yeah.
100%
dude.
labs
I
fuck
set
shit
that
up
out
all
in
the
the
time and just
sun.
lie.
I can't put it under the microscope after it's been in the sun. Yeah, just tell them it was inconclusive. Done.
I dropped
When Wheezy
mustard
had
for
hers
my
come back
lunch.
super mutt. Yeah. When Wheezy's came back super mutt, they were like, just say super mutt. I don't know. We don't know. You have to give it an answer.
I mean, if I ever got mine, they'd be like, dude, you're part pit bull. I'd be like, sorry, I kiss dogs a lot. I probably had some dog hair in my mouth.
You should just be like, Dale.
Dude, what if I just started saying Dale all the time?
I think you should.
Big, all right, see you later, man. All right, Dale.
Dale. What does Dale mean?
Isn't it like let's go or some shit?
Yeah, like come on, sort of.
Okay.
Dale me.
What does Deportivo mean, Robert?
Sporty.
Sport. Okay.
What about Despacito?
I've been watching
Slow.
the Leagues Cup, and they have like the Mexican League teams, and there was something Club Deportivo. That makes sense. Sporting club.
I prefer Explosivo.
Good thing that I asked that one very specific Spanish word on this podcast. we were figuring out Spanish words, but yeah, Dale. Fucking, let's use the hell out of that. Giving hoots and Dale. We're gonna give a bunch of hoots about saying Dale, guys. That's our new cheers, and it's really just honestly just any response to anything. Instead of thank you, like Dale, bro. Dale.
Dale.
I know you won't be.
Oh, Tucker deep drive to right field. Dale.
No, that's what the home run is. Darn like a Marlin. We already did that. Come on.
You did that. I didn't.
We've already established that is the home run call.
We have not.
That is we had a meter. There was a meter on whether it was Darlin like a Marlin, or just like Darlin Marlin or Darlin like a Marlin. Remember that in the playoffs? That was wild.
Dale.
Like a Marlin. That would be this year's beer. Dale like a Marlin. It's a Spanish themed beer.
I'm not mad at that.
I don't hate that.
There we go. Okay, that was not cool, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. I had ESPN up, and I don't know why it just popped up with populated with my fantasy stuff. I must have reactivated I think I reactivated the league I'm a commissioner of, but it also popped up with my WNBA fantasy team that I forgot I had until just right now. I was 0-4 to start the season, and I just realized I'm 5-4. So shout out to my girls for winning 5 straight weeks.
Without you setting lineups?
The night. I mean, I didn't set a lineup after the first week, so it's not like I changed anything. The 19th Amendments are turning this fucking season around. They're definitely better than the women's national soccer team for sure.
Fact. I mean,
They're
I don't
best
think
not shit
you
on
guys
them.
probably
They're
aren't
best
airballing
not
any
shit
free
on them.
throws, are you?
I'm laughing about it. What the hell was that? No, we're not doing this. We're not doing that. We're not conservative talk radio.
Now, Megan Rapinoe, why would she?
Go woke, go broke. Go woke, go broke. It's like, I don't know. I wasn't watching that game, so I don't really care.
Bro, wait, what if we did that? What if we just sold t-shirts from like both sides of the like we sold coexist, but then we also sold go woke, go broke shirts.
But
we just sell it all.
No, but like they're the same shirt. They're just reversible shirts. So like you could like go to the conservative rally and then also just go to like the liberal rally like right after that. It's like on
One
Always
says-
Sunny when Mac is protesting abortion and he's also for abortion too. But he's like, see, I'm on both sides. So either way, I come out on top.
The one side says Trump train, the other says never Trump.
Yeah, it's a Let's Go Brandon. And then a fucking I'm with her shirt. Riding with Biden and Let's Go Brandon. And you're just like, we're good. We're good to go.
Like it's a pink hat, but when you flip it inside out, it's like fake Donald hair.
It's a MAGA hat on one with the fake Donald hair, and then it's just like
Oh
it's
yeah,
whatever
MAGA
Biden's
hat.
theme
That would have
is.
been better. Just the pink pussy hats.
Yeah. See, Robert, look up reversible shirts. We got to get on that game. Well, for the people that I'm an we'll just call them undecided voter shirts.
It's not a bad idea.
I don't know. I'm open-minded. I don't really know who I'm going with. I'm Team Biden right now, but I'm off the Biden train again. Back on Trump. And then we have to have other ones where it's just everybody else that's not Trump. In the Republican Party, it's DeSantis, and then whoever else is running.
Daddy DeSantis.
Or we should have a Biden one, and it's like, what's his face? His son's name did coke. So and so did coke, and then Hunter did coke, and then it's just go Biden as the other one. You're like, see, I didn't want to be controversial. And then when you do want to be controversial, you flip it.
One says, "We did it, Joe." The other one just says, "She's a pig."
I do think that would be just undecided voter shirts.
Or at least we can do stickers along with our other sticker of the month.
They're just like pennies. That would be fun. Like when you'd play football, they put you in pennies if you're on defense. They just little like, I don't know. Just get them like that and just you can flip it. Who knows?
Ooh, we could just do hats where like it's got a patch thing right there, like a Velcro patch, and you just slap on whatever logo you want.
Yeah, like those military hats.
Yeah. Dude, let's stolen valor the shit out of those hats. Just
No,
not
not military stuff.
with
It's not
military
stolen
stuff.
valor.
That's what I'm saying. It's not with military stuff though. It's just stolen.
We go to like an army surplus. We go to an army surplus store and we just buy all the green hats. We're like, we just want digital camo. No. I don't need any of the patches that come with it. No. We have our own Velcro.
I need 400 Velcro patches made. 200 have to say I'm with her. The other 200 say lock her up.
Are these both free? Yes. I'm currently very undecided.
There's a rally coming up next weekend, and I plan on making money off of both sides.
Oh, dude, just like abortion with like an exclamation mark. And then you also sell the like circle with the line across it too. So you can go to both rallies.
You just walk around with those stickers and let people slap them on other people's
Like, is this pro-abortion? This is pro-abortion. Cool. I got my abortion with an exclamation hat on. This is anti. Rip the exclamation off. Put the little sign, like the little cross out sign on there. Done.
I never thought I'd say this, but I now want to go on vacation to DC, but I'm going to just use that as an excuse to sell merch to both sides. Like in Sunny, when Mac was just going back and forth between the rallies trying to decide which girl he wanted to bang.
I literally used that reference. Like
I know, but it's just
okay. I didn't know if you.
I wasn't 100% sure if I was thinking it or you said it.
I said 1,000,000% just used that reference.
I thought you did, but I was like, maybe he didn't.
Okay, so that was the end of the not cool segment. That was the end of the not cool segment. Let's get to the answer segment. Wrap this up. It's my favorite segment we do every single week. If you want to send us a question, you got a high thought you'd like to run by, it's basically your Precome segment. Go pitch us some ideas. You want parenting help, you want medical advice, relationship advice. We've done it all. If you just have a drunk high thought or anything like that you want to tell us about, that's cool too. And we will answer all of your questions. Use the hashtag PTG Answers on Twitter. We're at Pass the Grade Pod. Make sure you attach that. And then don't forget to power rank. We like our power rankings. Give us 5 things that are very similar to power rank. And we will do that because we're the best at power ranking things. At Pass the Grade Pod, Hashtag PTG answers. That's how we search for them. This is the answers segment.
Well, if you just answer the question, why don't you just answer the question? Be honest, no big deal. Yeah, answer the question.
Don't change the subject, just answer the fucking question.
Any questions?
All right. Our first question this week comes to us from Alexis Garcia. She is at Alexis Texas _ on Twitter. And Alexis says, I'm planning a birthday trip and everyone going has an iPhone except for one person. Am I wrong for putting everyone but the Android in the group chat?
Nope.
No.
It's super annoying.
Nope. I have many group chats that are just blue bubble people. And
It's
my brother's bachelor party, he had a group chat that did not include 2 people that had Androids. And so we had to be responsible to make sure that they knew. Like, hey, this is what we're doing. No, you're not in the group chat because you have an Android. I can't name the group chat if you're not, if you have your fucking green bubbles in there. Robert, just have an iPhone. We could have it pass the gravy as the group, and now it's just Robert and Pat.
There's always one. There's always, like, you try and send a link, and whether it's from Instagram or Twitter, instead of showing like the mini like preview of it, it's just a bubble that says twitter.com. They have no idea if they want to click on. It's so annoying. You send pictures, and for whatever reason, it just like compresses the file and makes it fucking tiny. But
Yeah,
not
it's just
all the time,
Apple
only just randomly.
not playing. It's just Apple not being.
Really, because Pat's works. It works for Pat when he looks at it, not when you.
Like Apple has the technology to like enable.
Oh, I know
this
they
thing,
do.
So they don't. They just won't.
I'm just saying it's fucking annoying. So like, yeah, when you've got 8 people and then one doesn't have it, it screws up the flow of the group chat. Leave them out. Just text them separately. Like, sorry,
No,
it just,
so you're
just
not
fucks
at
up
all
the
in
chat.
wrong, Alexis.
You're in the wrong. You shouldn't do that.
You're not in the wrong. I mean, you just like you don't get to be in the group chat. Like, I can't name my group chat cool things.
Dude, listen, we as a society all understand that Androids are superior phones.
No, they're not.
But functionality wise, it's just better if everyone has the iPhone. Shit moves together easier.
Just get one.
It just is what it is.
But also, I don't understand why people don't use like separate apps, like WhatsApp or Signal or whatever.
So I have the
it's the same
ability to
thing.
text. I have the ability to text, but now you want me to add a different thing that for some people I have to text you through this other thing instead of the one that I use everything else on. Yeah, I'm not doing that.
People are like, bro, I messaged you on Facebook. I'm like, I don't fucking look at those, dude. I don't like, if I have like people that have my phone number, like that's how I do it. Like sometimes I'll check like Instagram DMs. I've been 2 days in a row. I've checked the Gravy chat on Twitter. I know there's the Gravy Gang chat. I weighed in on stuff on their Twitter. I just kind of scrolled through it, but like I don't usually check the DMs, and it's like people use that as like texting, and I just was never that. Like Snapchat was that for a while. I feel like for a lot of people, and I was just like, I don't use this enough. There were 3 people like I had friends that I would just Snapchat with, but I would only like text them via like it was just I was texting them through Snapchat, and that's what it turned into. I was like, I can just text you through texting.
I actually used Facebook Messenger yesterday for the first time in, I don't know, 1.5, 2 years, something like that. I know because I looked through and that's how long I've had messages sitting there unopened.
Yeah.
But it was just because
whenever I check it, it's like, this is 6 months old.
A guy left
I
his
need
card.
This now. Don't have it.
A guy left his card at the restaurant. He's just semi-regular. I recognize him, but we don't have his information anywhere in our like booking system. So I just put his name into Facebook and I sent him a message on there like, hey, and by the way, he could have messaged me back already. I don't know. Probably won't check Facebook Messenger for another 2 years. But I just messaged him. I was like, hey, I'm one of the managers at the restaurant. You left your card. Just call us, whatever. Come by, pick it up. But it's here. I found his company's website first, but I couldn't figure out a way to like just send him a message directly. So I went to Facebook.
When I lost my wallet, I did check Facebook Messenger, and I had to like check their message request, and somebody was like, Alex, I have found your wallet. And I was like, oh shit, that's awesome. But like I was like actively looking for something. I don't like it. Sometimes it'll pop up if I'm like on the computer and somebody messages you then, but usually I don't just go like searching it out. So it's like, if you have my number, that's who I want you to like contact me with. Like I'll check the other stuff occasionally, but like it doesn't need to be a text conversation to me if I don't have it, if it's not through text. I don't know WhatsApp though. People use that because like a lot of people I have in my like West Ham group. If they're texting people in England and stuff, you don't have like the data charges and stuff. So I guess that would be a reason why. Like, do you use WhatsApp a lot?
No,
Or
I
other stuff
rarely
like that?
use it, honestly.
Only when he's doing drug deals.
Only the drug deals.
That's all I know about WhatsApp is you can use it for illegal shit because like it doesn't get tracked.
I will
Something like
use it to text my mom just because she has an iPhone. So like if I want to send her a video, I'll send it through WhatsApp.
I mean, you can still send it. It's just sometimes, like if it's a downloaded video that's actually on your phone, you said I never understand why sometimes it compresses, sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah.
And because like in our group chat, it'll happen. For my manager one, because one person has an Android, but like I said, sometimes it compresses, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it won't compress, but it'll be grainy as shit. Sometimes it does. I'm like, can we just okay? Like, come on. I heard they're finally all getting on board with using the same charger now. Androids and Apple, they're all going to use that USB-C, that oval one, whatever the fuck it's called.
Mm-hmm.
Can we now just agree to be like, let's just can we just text each other? iPhone, you already corner the market mostly in America anyway. I think it's different overseas, but it's like, just let us be able to fucking talk to each other. Quit fighting.
That'd be nice.
It'd be like if an American League team wouldn't let an NL League team post something that was from their feed. Like, you're all doing the same shit, man. You're all under the same umbrella of fucking phones. Let's just work together, guys.
Yeah, but that's the only thing. Like I'll text my mom with WhatsApp if I want to send her a video. Like we were on vacation, and like, oh, here's vacation videos that I took. So I'm gonna send them to you. But other than that,
I don't think I respond to like 60% of my mom's messages now that I think about it. Because it'll be like in the group chat with like me and all the other kids, and it'll just be like a video. And I'm like, I don't want to start a conversation with my whole family right now. So I just don't respond. I haven't talked to my sister in like 6 months. I really don't feel like Tuesday at fucking 12:15 is the right time.
But I do like in a group chat though, like, and like, I think if you have the Android, it just says like Robert liked this that Alex said or whatever it is, but it like is a whole other message. Like I like that I can just
hate
be
that.
like in a group of like 6 when somebody sends a funny meme, you know, that's hilarious. Like if Pat sent me something, I'd be like LOL. But like when it's a group, you're like, haha, I react. Done. And that is me saying I saw this. I don't have to add anything else.
It's nice to be able to do.
So no, don't feel bad about having a group chat, not
feel bad.
including the Android. Do not feel bad.
Feel bad.
That's their fault. It's their fault for having an Android. They could have been in the cool group chat with the blue bubbles. That's their fault.
Even though the green bubble is cooler because green is a cooler color.
No, blue is a way cooler color.
It's not even close.
Blue is the most superior of all the colors.
Really? What color was Luke Skywalker's lightsaber when he became a full Jedi Master? No. When he became a full Jedi Master in Return of the Jedi, when he was a full-on Jedi, it was green. When Luke was at his most powerful, it's green.
What was the one that was a legacy that was given to Anakin? Or what? Not Anakin. What that Rey had? Was it a blue one? I'm pretty sure it was a blue one.
Yeah, the younger one before he was at full
right.
power.
So
he got rid of that one because he went green. In his later years, what was he still using? Green.
He had blue for more. He had blue for more.
No, he didn't.
He had blue for more of the show.
Green means go. Blue means you're fucking colorblind or something because the lights aren't the right color.
Blue is the superior color. Green is not even the second coolest color.
Green is the coolest color.
Somebody give us colors to power rank, and we'll do that next week. All right.
Yeah.
That'll be power ranking.
That's better. Power ranking is much better for that than us just drafting colors.
Actually, we did it. I think we did do a color draft, but we didn't even air it because it was so bad. I want to say it was like a drunk cast they did with Tessa and Chili during the pandemic.
So many people are just going to tweet at us and be like, rank these colors black and white. We're going to be like, God damn it.
No, but we would just do a power ranking of colors next week, and it was just a freestyle power ranking of colors.
It's like eggshell, white, tan. I'm not going to finish the rest of that, but you know where I'm going.
We'll power rank colors. All right. Speaking of power rankings, Brett Brandon at price of a ZJ on Twitter. He gives us our power rankings for the week. He says power rank these fights, which is very appropriate. Power rank these fights. And the fights he gives us are Elon Musk versus Mark Zuckerberg, the Alabama boat dock brawl that we were just talking about. He says me, which is Brett, versus the Marriott staff / Montgomery County Police from BuzzFest when he got arrested with the Pass the Gravy tattoo on his face. Then he also says man versus food. And our last one is a mongoose versus a king cobra. These are some pretty good fights. I'm not going to lie.
I'll go first.
Go.
Alabama boat dock brawl is one. That's one.
I agree.
That was
electric. We told
we
you
already
all the
went
reasons.
through it all.
It's got everything. It's got singing. It's got a little bit of dancing. It's got laughing. It's got crying. It's got chairs. It's got it all.
2, mongoose versus king cobra. That's so fucking sick that mongoose just can fuck them up like that.
I'm with you on that one too. So 1-1, 2-2, absolutely. And oh fuck, dude, this cobra should get it every single time. But that mongoose,
it's so fast.
So sneaky.
So fast. 3, man versus food. Fucking love that show. So awesome. Adam Rickman, and then even when it became the big ginger guy, still fucking great. It's who doesn't love watching people try and conquer fucking food? There's not many things that we have left to conquer. Food is one of them. And as Americans, we love making food challenges so ridiculously spicy or big that they're unsafe for you. But, you know, it's like when they asked the guy why he climbed Mount Everest, because it was there. Yeah, that's why we do things, because you challenge me to do it. Yeah. 4, I'll go Brett versus the Montgomery fucking county. I guess the whole county versus him.
Well, and the Marriott staff. So
no, I just meant everybody.
Fighting,
it was more him versus everybody in that county. He was fighting Montgomery.
He fought a front. He was fighting on 2 fronts. And historically, we've learned that you can't fight wars on 2 fronts.
It's not a smart fight. That's why he's 4.
Or you just get worn down. I think Brett would have beaten the Montgomery County Police or the Marriott staff. It was just he was a little inebriated and he was fighting wars on both fronts. So it's like, yeah.
I mean, I'm also putting it that low because I just kind of feel like it's kind of a bitch move to be the kind of guy that gets drunk and wants to fight. Just enjoy the alcohol. I don't know
if he was fighting. I think he was being rowdy. He was getting a little rowdy, but baller move to have the PTG logo. So it's like that gives you the cool points on it.
I mean, you lost to the cops though, dude. That ain't outlaw. And 5, I'm doing Musk versus Zuckerman. It's just 2 nerds trying to decide who's the king nerd. Oh, I'm tougher than you. Okay, I've never trained a day in my life, Zuckerberg, and I'm very confident I'd slap you and your Brazilian jiu-jitsu bitch ass around.
I bet
you're a fucking nerd. I bet you I would. Because I know I know how to grapple just a little bit. Now he may be able to get my ankle, but guess what?
He trains in it. He trains in grappling, I would imagine.
Yeah, he trains in it, but I bet you he doesn't train in elbows to the eye. Because I will fight.
Feel like a guy that trains jiu-jitsu would beat you in a fight.
Not if it's Mark Zuckerberg. He's a fucking nerd. He is the nerd of nerds. Like, people are like, oh, they made the movie and Jesse Eisenberg made him look kind of cool. People forget he's not only a nerd, he's a fucking creepy nerd that started out just ranking pictures of women. Which, like, fuck,
well,
I've been on Ranker before. I'm not above that also. But I didn't compile a goddamn backdoor into my school's fucking database so that I could get pictures of girls to rank them with because I was that horny.
He didn't do that. He stole the idea from the Winklevoss twins and then claimed that he did that. So he's not the pervert. The twins are the pervert. He's just a business guy, a savvy business investor.
He's just a total fucking nerd. And so is Musk. I thought Musk is a lot funnier. He's a troll. He's funny, but I don't
him because he's right wing.
I don't really care.
Now Pat has to switch his shirt. He's got to switch and put the MAGA shirt on again.
I'd say it's like a 20% chance I watch this fight. I'm still not convinced it's going to happen. People are like, no, it's going to happen. They already said it's going to go to charity. They'll probably just donate the money to charity that they would have raised for it.
They're just going to keep talking about it because they know that people are going to go to both of their platforms. And it is really funny seeing, like, they don't respond to each other on the other one's platform, but it is funny seeing, like, Zuckerberg is responding via threads. And it's like, no one's looking at that. You know that, right? Like,
we could make shirts to sell on either side, though.
Zuck,
like
a Zuck reversible shirt, and then it's also a Musk
Yeah.
reversible shirt. Yes.
like
Make that-
Musky
look into that, Robert.
douche, Musky douche, and Zuck the cuck. That's the shirts right there.
No, but no, it's just like Team Musk, and then it's Zuck the cuck on the back, and then you flip it, and it's what was the other one making fun of Musk, and then Team Zuck is
Musky
the front.
douche. I don't know. I could come up with some better than Musky douche, but that's just what popped into my head first.
Okay, I'll go next. Since you I agreed with you in the first two. So boat fight, number 1 by far. Number 2, Mongoose against King Cobra, because that's fucking sick, like you said. I'll give Brett 3. I'll give Brett 3 because you did fight a war on both fronts. Didn't
Lost.
work out, but the fucking mugshot was the pass the gravy thing. Like, you're gonna score a lot of points, and I'm very biased. Number 4, man versus food, just because it's like, duh. Let's see you take down that food. And then number 5 is Elon versus Zuck. I don't really care. I don't think it's gonna happen either. And it's just like they know that we're just gonna use their platforms to talk about it. So it's like, this is more engagement. Why don't we keep this going? Because if it actually happens, then people are gonna stop talking about it at a certain point. What do you got, Robert?
Number 1, Musk versus Zuck.
It's just, you're such a fucking troll.
No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, I think for the first time ever, my list the exact same as Alex's.
Which is pretty much the same as Pat's.
Yeah, except one was switched.
Yeah. 3 and 4. I don't really watch Man versus Food either. Like, I've seen Man versus Food, but that's not like not one that I stop it on. Like, I also feel like I'm on, like, I don't not like diners, dives, and drive-ins.
I love that show.
Triple D.
Diners, drive-ins,
I don't
and dives.
not like it. I don't not like it, but like when I go to my brother's house, like that'll be just like his like background TV, like that he turns it on. He's like, oh, nothing's on. Like Triple D's on. Let me throw it on that. And like, I don't have a problem with that show. I just never like, oh, let me stop it on here. But like Bar Rescue is my version of that. I'm like, this is easy.
I don't like people
anything
eating.
Comedy Central. So yeah, and it's like I always feel weird like when people just watch the Food Network nonstop, and like I get like it's just me, I guess, but like it's just gonna make me hungry, or I've already eaten and I'm not hungry, and I don't care that you're eating.
It's just super interesting to watch.
No, and it's
I love watching
when they're
food be
doing
prepared.
crazy
It's
shit like
cool.
that. When they're doing crazy shit like that, I watch it, and I guess maybe that's why like I'm not as like, oh my god, The Bear was the greatest show of all time as everybody else, because it's like The Bear was well done. I thought it was great. The acting was good. But like, I just don't really care that much to like see like somebody making a pastry is not the most entertaining television to me. It's cool that somebody can do that, but it was like, I mean, and like, oh, the film or the cinematography when they're zooming in on this, and now this is all done in one shot. Like, that's cool. That's absolutely cool. But it's like, I just don't care that much about like a restaurant.
Yeah. I mean, you are like a reality TV guy. That's why you like Bar Rescue, because they add the drama, the tension.
Even though Bar Rescue is the most like, it's predictable. It's like everything. Once you realize like the formula for it, like we were talking about this on the morning show about like how like I feel like the home improvement shows like HGTV's kind of gone by the wayside a little bit. But I was like, well, yeah, Chip and Joanna Gaines, they had their time, and I used to watch that. And then it's like after you realize like, all right, come in here, we're gonna add shiplap here, we're gonna get you the sliding barn doors. Then we're going to put some wood floors down here. Open concept means we're knocking out some walls. And then we're going to put some big glass windows heading into your backyard. Boom, we're done. Let's go. And it's like, okay, that's the 15th house we've done that with. Bar Rescue, you're like, I don't know, that they design it a little bit different sometimes.
It's crazy, too, how often
charge all the drinks.
They do the same thing over and over, but somehow they still go over budget so often. You're like, you've done it, but how do you keep going over budget? You do the same shit every time. You still can't figure out what it's going to cost.
Yeah, I mean, they're just not good at math. They're good at home remodeling, not math. Okay, so that was a good power rank. Power rank and fights on Fight Week. Like that's what we're called. This is Fight Week, even though it's already happened. Last week was Fight Week, but this was Fight Week just because of all the fights.
Fights Week.
Fights Week. I like that better. Yeah, Fights Week. Next question we got. But thank you, Brett, for that. Keep those power rankings coming, gang. Raimundo Benavida, he's at Kmundo B on Twitter. And Mundo says, is an excuse just a reason that people don't like?
Very rarely. Sometimes that is going to be the case. Most of the time, an excuse is just someone trying to cover for them fucking up. Oh, dude, sorry, I'm gonna be like 20 minutes late. I just my washing machine wasn't working. So you tried to do a load of laundry before you went to work, but you were off yesterday.
Right, but I think that is exactly what Mundo means. Like, that is not a great reason. There don't have to be good excuses, but an excuse is just a reason you don't like. You're like, yeah, well,
So yes, I was thinking
I'm sorry.
good reason in my head.
Like, sorry, I'm late. I was just running late today, and it's like they showed up with Starbucks and McDonald's breakfast, and you're like, well, you had time to stop at McDonald's and Starbucks, but you're 45 minutes late, so obviously you had time to do that. And it's like, that is an excuse that you don't like.
I had
sometimes you do like the excuses.
I had a server one time, and it was right after, because like we'll go through waves, so we'll crack down back. You guys really need to be on time. If you're not on time, we're going to write you up, and then we just kind of let it go for a while. But once it gets out of hand, we go back to it, and it was probably like a week after we had text everyone, hey, we're going to crack down on this, and someone was like, hey, dude, sorry, like I'm trying, I might be a little bit late to work today. I was like, no, dude, no problem. Okay, no problem. And we give them 10 minutes of grace. They walk in like 15 minutes late, and they had food, and I just walked over with a write-up, and I handed it to them. You said I was okay. I was like, you would have been on time if you didn't stop for food. But I was running late today. Wake up earlier.
Yeah, well, when you're running late, that means you got to cut something out. You got to cut something out. It's like, then you didn't have time to go get food. If you didn't have time to be here on time, you didn't have time to go get food. You going to get food made you later.
I had to get coffee. We have coffee here at the restaurant. I don't like it. Well, did you have to get coffee, or did you have to get your specific fucking coffee?
Then you should have got up early. You should have got up early if you had to pick the coffee. Yeah. No, I'm
sorry.
Absolutely.
Dude, the worst was one time she was like,
of mine, she was like, people would come in to relieve me at other jobs they had.
There was one time where she was like, I just couldn't make it on time. I had to drop my kid off, and then I had a bunch of errands and stuff. I was like, what time did you drop your kid off? 7. You don't have to be here until 10 o'clock. So you were up that fucking early. Had time to run 3 hours worth of errands, but couldn't make it to work on time. No, you're late. That's a ridiculous excuse.
A reason that you don't like. So yeah.
If you have to be there at 10 and your kid's drop off is 9:45 and you're sitting in a line, that's fucking different. If you went home and fucked around, smoked weed, and then did 45 minutes of makeup, that's on you.
So yes, Mundo. Nailed it. Excuses are just reasons that people don't like. You can't just change the rules because you don't like the way I'm doing it.
I'm time blind. You're fired.
That was wild when that was a thing a couple weeks ago when somebody tried to say that. No, you just don't care that you're making other people late or that you're late.
I want that girl to die if she was serious about that. And I'm not joking. If there's someone out there that believes they're just time blind and it's hard for them to be on, you should die. Your genetics should not continue in this world.
Like time blind, like colorblind makes sense. You can't see certain colors. Time blind means like, can you not look at a clock? Like, you know that you have put a watch in your hand. Be like, hey, set an alarm for this time. And then when that alarm goes, like, I don't wake up just because my body says, hey, let's wake up at 3:30. I wake up because I have an alarm that I set every day. That alarm goes off, and that's me being like, okay, I'm time blind when I'm asleep. But that stops when my fucking alarm goes off and you get up. Like, you're not time blind. Like you don't know time exists. That's what that would mean. Or you have no idea how to read a clock, and they have digital clocks now. That makes it very easy.
I have a hard time being on time in the morning. Wake up 15 minutes earlier. If you're always 15 minutes late, just start 15 minutes earlier than you normally would.
It's easier said than done. I get that. But like, be like, whoa, I was just late, and then I had to do this. She's like, okay. But
God damn young people.
Your lack of preparation does not make an emergency on my part, or does not mean that I have to do things that you should be doing. Next question.
Yeah.
From Danielle Weston at Danny_Weston. Oh yeah, this is a serious one. Danielle says, hard parenting question. We do help with parenting. But she says, do I explain that we had to put our dog down to our son, or do we go another route?
I think
we're sorry. First off,
yeah.
We're sorry. That sucks. T's and P's. That is like one of the worst things ever.
Mm-hmm. I think I was like 12 to 14 when my first family dog died. So like I understood if they're really young, just lie. They're going to a fucking farm. They're old and they need somewhere to rest.
No. I don't think so. I think you gotta be honest. You gotta tell the truth. Like when the dog went to heaven.
I think you gotta be honest too.
Oh yeah, little kids still believe in heaven. Yeah, just tell them the dog went to heaven.
All dogs do go to heaven, Pat. First off,
yeah,
all dogs go to heaven.
And then just be like, hey, yeah, you got to explain death at some point. Actually, my parents never explained death. I just kind of figured it out. My parents never explained shit to me now that I think about it.
I think in that situation, honesty is the best policy. Like, did you ever meet anybody whose like parents would just give them insane like lies about shit like that? And like, or like somebody like, it's like when obviously if there's any kids right now listening, please earmuff them right now. Please earmuff them in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Like when they tell you like Santa Claus. Like, you're like, hey, I'm in 7th grade. You don't really believe that, do you? You don't really believe, like, it's like, no, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? No, Santa's real. It's like, okay, dude. Like, you can go to detention and you still think Santa's real?
You realize there's people our age having sex and you still believe in Santa Claus. That's a problem. No.
Right. I mean, it wasn't me. I wasn't then. But yeah, like, but
only with myself.
There were always a couple people who were like, what? Or you go to somebody's house for the night and like their parents just like, no, we don't do that. We're not allowed to watch the Rugrats. The Rugrats are Satan's favorite show. And it's like, no, they're not. What are you talking about? I watch the Rugrats all fucking time.
No, I also don't like Satan, but I do love Tom.
Right. I remember when I was emo, went through my emo phase, had Simple Plan CD, and I went to this kid's house and stayed over, and I was like, hey, I brought this CD, let's listen to some music. And we listened to Simple Plan, and his mom came up at some point and like was looking through the CD booklet and called my mom to like be like, oh, I just wanted to say that I'm very concerned over some of the lyrics in this CD that Alex brought over to Austin's house.
Bro, can you imagine being that parent? What a fucking loser you are.
But my mom like played it cool, was like, oh, you know what? I will talk to him. And she was like, you just don't take that CD over there again. I don't know. She said, there's all these words. She's like, can I look at it? And it was like, just like, sorry, I can't be perfect was the fucking like lyrics and shit like that. It was like that album from Simple Plan, which is just like, mom and dad don't get me, which is like, I'm not gonna, wasn't suicidal shit. It was just like, mom and dad don't understand. And she's like, this is just teaching you to be rebelling against your parents. Like, the Simple Plan didn't make me that way.
It's also weird to think about that it was dudes in their 20s being like, my parents don't understand.
Well, they knew what their demographic was.
Yeah, but one, can you imagine being that loser parent that was so fucking uncool that you're like, music is destroying my child? But two, can you imagine having that parent? That would like if you were a normal kid,
but I'm saying,
and you knew your parents were insane, but like you're like, you can't come over to the house. Why? My mom saw you wearing a Metallica shirt one time, and that's the devil to her. Yeah. And she thinks you're a bad influence, so you're not allowed to be around me within her sight, but like we can still hang out at school.
But I know it's a very serious topic, Daniel. I'm sorry I'm making light of certain situations. But yeah, like just I think honestly, if it were up to me, honesty would be the best policy in this situation, because Parker's gonna get older, obviously, and he's gonna remember that you told him that the dog went to go live on a farm, you know, and like you kind of remember that stuff, and then like, what else did they lie to me about? Like, I'm not saying he's gonna be like they were bad parents, but like I just think that he's gonna be like, my mom and dad told me that. Like they did tell me that when I was young. That was, and like it's gonna be tough to tell him that. He's probably gonna be sad, but like I also I had some friends that had to put a family dog down not too long ago. Their daughter's younger than Parker, but they're like, she didn't really know. Like she was just like, oh, she's not here anymore. And Parker probably is able to put together what's going on if you explain it to him. But
I will say
I think that like you just be very like sympathetic towards him and just be like, hey, look, he's gone to heaven now. He wasn't doing well. He's gone to heaven.
If you're gonna do the true thing, you gotta get him a new puppy soon. Just be like, look, see, like things die, but also, you know, it's a cycle. New things are born. Now we get a new family member to come in to love too. Like we're always gonna love our old dog forever. I still love Sarah and Brady and Quinn. I love all these dogs. I always will. But you know what? Some they go and then you get a new dog and you love them just as much too. There's room. It helps you teach that there's room to love more than one thing.
I agree with that, but I also like I personally like when my dog passed away, I like waited a full year at least, a little longer than that to like get another dog because I was just like I need to like they say like after breakups, like you shouldn't just hop right into another relationship. It's like I feel like I just need to mourn a little bit. I need to get this out of my system and be ready to love again. And I'm not saying you're not because like the second Wheezy came in the door, I was like, oh my god, I love this dog again. Like, but I think sometimes it's like maybe like especially with him being young, maybe it's important to kind of go through like this is what grieving is like a little bit. You're not like not bring it up every day, but like just like something like it's okay to be sad about it. And like teaching kids that it's okay to be sad is kind of I think as a not parent, except for Skylar, who we've always told Skylar, if you're sad, you be emo, buddy. You let us know. But like, yeah,
I think I'm emotionally broken.
I think sometimes people don't know how to deal with it, and at a young age,
never grieved anything.
It is figuring out what like emotions are. People don't know how to deal with it. That's why people lash out. That's why people fight all the time. That's why people are violent because they don't know how to channel their emotions. As somebody that's tried to be dealing with that, like with football, I would get mad and I couldn't control a football game, so I'd be throwing shit. And it was like that's because you're angry, Alex. That's not because of the Giants. That's just because you don't know how to control your anger. And I think sometimes like it is the same way with like grieving. And it's like it is okay to properly grieve and not immediately. Like I get like bringing back another dog like immediately. I'm like, we're gonna love this dog, and you're gonna kind of like let's just hop right back into it. But sometimes it's good for that. And if you think that Parker kind of needs a new dog, then get him the new dog. But if it were up to me, I think you don't go right away. Maybe in a couple weeks if you need to. Maybe in a month. But give him a second.
Yeah, I'm not saying it has to be like the same day.
Show up the same day with the same kind of looking dog.
Growing up in my family, we usually it wouldn't be too long, but it's because we would always have a younger dog. So then the older dog dies, and you give it a minute, but like you need to get another dog for the other dogs because then that dog just walks around all mopey and sad because his missus. You got to get the dog one.
That's
but even
better than like
we
empty house.
We actually
coming home to an empty house.
We got the third dog last time before the oldest one died because we're like, this is coming and Brady's gonna need it. But then that young dog got cancer and died, so that sucked too. That was shitty. But then we got another dog. You gotta have two dogs.
Just with our opinion, I think you go the honesty route. Honesty is the best policy, and then as he gets older, he's always knew my parents were honest with me. Because I look back at stuff my parents told me, I'm like they were honest with me. Like,
how old is Parker?
I would guess 4, 5, 6.
I mean, also you get a new
Parker,
dog, and
then I know he's been to events.
When a dog is young, you have to like really, so you can start to teach responsibility with that too. Like you need to go take him outside to go to the bathroom. You need to fill his food bowl up, and then they feel it's their dog too, and then they want to take care of it and love it even more.
Yeah, I think honesty is the best policy.
Or lie, whatever you want to do.
Again, really sorry that happened to you and your family and Parker. And I'd like I don't know if we're going to bring it back up on the podcast. I'd love to know how that goes or which route you choose to go with. And hopefully we didn't give you bad advice as non-parents to just podcast listeners.
I trust you'll do the right thing.
We appreciate you for asking us the question. Putting yourself.
But seriously, if you don't have another dog, you got to get another dog because children need dogs.
Eventually.
Children need dogs.
All right. Last question this week is from Brandon Whitehead. He's at Brando Whitehead on Twitter. And Brandon says, how do we know what dinosaurs were supposed to sound like?
I think only recently have we even started to get a real idea of what it is.
No, Jurassic Park is how we know.
But with 3D printing and shit, they've finally been able to start like I think the first thing they ever did it with was a mummy. They like recreated the esophagus of a fucking mummy and pushed air through it to sound out like and they're starting to do that with dinosaurs now. But until recently, we didn't know. I think they probably sound more like chickens than fucking the roars that they do in Jurassic Park. But we don't know.
No,
we don't know
Jurassic
shit,
Park
man.
Is how we know because they used all of the science that was available at the time, as shown in the movie, and they recreated dinosaurs from the amber that had the DNA of a dinosaur. Like you saw it all. They basically did what Robert did, except it wasn't dinosaur spit. It was just like a bug that had dinosaur blood in it. They used that, and then that's how the dinosaurs were. It was DNA. Like when they have a zoo full of Roberts that they've cloned, that's really what they're working on right now.
Remember,
But this is just they did it with dinosaurs, and they're like, oh, the T-Rex roars like this. Done.
it must have been like 4 years ago when they first started putting out those articles about like, hey, it turns out dinosaurs actually had feathers. Like they probably had feathers. We're just now realizing that. I'm pretty sure, and that blew my mind. Warped the way we all looked at dinosaurs. You rewatch it like, oh, you're supposed to be covering feathers. I'm pretty sure they've come out with another one that I saw recently that was like, we were wrong about that. They probably really didn't have feathers. They still don't know. It's all fucking. We don't know. There's so long ago. We just find fossils and make shit. Dude, archaeologists are just making up shit like I am at a table.
How much shit are they digging up? Like you're gonna run out of things to dig. You're just making up shit to keep us going. You're like, yeah, like we've dug it all up. We dug it all up, you know.
The Allosaurus actually.
How long you been digging? Forever?
They'll fucking listen to anything. We don't know.
Fucking if I didn't know anything about dinosaurs, my niece can answer that. We should have Winter on the pod next week and be like, Winter, why don't we know how do dinosaurs sound this way? And she'll give us a great answer. She knows everything about dinosaurs. No, because sometimes you'll be like, oh, that's a Allosaurus. She's like, that's not an Allosaurus, that's a Parodontosaurus. And it's this, and it was in the Cretaceous period. I'm like, fuck yeah, let's go. When kids want to talk, if a kid wants to talk dinosaurs with me, I could talk dinosaurs all day. I'll be wrong on a lot of my facts, but
that's
I will
one of the
listen to
few
a kid
topics.
tell me about dinosaurs. Not like that's one when a kid's into dinosaurs. Trucks.
Oh yeah.
I can't really. I mean, I'm a truck guy. Obviously, you guys know that I drive a truck, but like I can only talk so much about trucks with kids. Fucking fire trucks and stuff like that. I don't know a lot about firefighters. Dinos. I don't know a lot about dinos, but I can fucking talk. We can talk about dinos all day.
Dinosaurs are cool, man.
It's a fucking cool move when a kid's like, I have this dinosaur. What is that? What we got there? Hell yeah, I'll listen to you. Give me your dinosaur spiel. Let's go. Fucking yeah, dude. I think we know how dinosaurs were made because of Jurassic Park. They taught us how dinosaurs were made.
Sure.
It was one of the finest documentaries our generation's ever seen. And we got multiple. That's exactly actually how they sounded.
What if they were like Pokemon and they're like T-Rex?
Pterodactyl. Stegosaurus.
Raptor.
I also feel like that would be absolutely electric. It's like, I'm not even scared of you guys. I know this T-Rex can eat me. Your little baby arms right now, and you're fucking yelling, T-Rex. Like, that's funny. I'm just going to laugh while you eat me. I see why Jeff Goldblum died on a toilet. It was just that fun. But really, though, I feel like with us, like, it's like when they were like, Pluto's not a planet. It's like, well, I went to school for 12 years and they told me that it was a planet, and I am refusing to believe that we've changed anything. So fuck that shit.
Well, it's actually a dwarf planet. Dwarf what? You said planet. Fuck you, it's planet.
But then they were like, it isn't a planet, or it was a planet first when we grew up, and then it wasn't a planet, and then it kind of was a planet again. I think they came back with, actually, no, it's not. And it's like, no, fuck you. I was taught that it was a planet. I had to do tests and take quizzes on this shit where Pluto was one of the planets I had to memorize. It's a fucking planet. You can't make me unmemorize all of the planets and not include Pluto.
Either the science
song they taught us to sing, I'm not taking that out of song. That song's gonna be fucked if it doesn't have Pluto in it.
Either the science is settled, or you're not allowed to test me on it because you're not fucking sure either.
Right?
Like, then every question on a science test should just say yes, no, maybe, could be.
That's why,
as far as we know.
But like, that's why I hated math. I was better at English, but English makes no sense to me. Where it's like math is like, well, you got that answer because this is what you did. You did this equation to get this, and then you multiplied it by this, which is how you got that. There is a formula to how you get that, and English is like, because it is.
Except when it's not, because sometimes it's not.
You didn't use a comma here. You're supposed to use a semicolon where you're supposed to use a comma. Why do I have to do it? Because it's supposed to be that way. Because why? Because it is.
How do you spell I? I. No, sorry, it's EYE. Well, how was I supposed to know the difference? Because fuck you, that's how.
You're wrong, right? It's whomst and not whom or who. Why? Because I said so. Yet there is spelled in a bunch of different ways as well. Figure that out. Which I'm pretty good at. My mom was an English teacher for a lot of my life, but I always like English makes no sense. Like the reasoning, like somebody just said it was, and then it was.
The fact that people can't differentiate their theirs drives me nuts, though, because it's very fucking simple.
But But I always do love when there is somebody that just has to correct it, and like you look like such a pussy being the guy that corrects theirs.
I'll do it every
Even
fucking
when you
time.
do it, but even when you do, it's like when you've lost the argument and like the only thing you have is, oh, you spelled there wrong. It's like, yeah, but they still dunked on you in their argument. So
No, I do it
You lost.
in my work group chat. Do it all the
You're
time.
Tim Anderson, when you walk into the dugout stumbling, like it's like you lost the fight, but it's there. It was there with an EI.
Don't get me wrong. I get the same
Okay,
response
cool. Go
every
back to the
time.
dugout, buddy. You got KO'd.
My buddy will use EIR. I go, no, it's Y''RE. And every single time he responds back, fuck you. It's a very
I do enjoy.
I'm like, all right.
Firing off a tweet, like a trolley tweet, and you just misspell a bunch of stuff there too. And then you got to wonder, like, you got to, like, I like playing the game of like, who's correcting me because I had a terrible take that I was just firing off, and who's going to correct the grammar, because you get both sides.
I mean, you got to do what you got to do.
It is. Yeah, you do. You do. I feel like this was a great answer segment, guys.
I loved it.
Great job, gang. Great job. Great crop of questions. Great power rankings. Fights week, whatever it is. You guys are the best. I might even have time to do Pass the Gray Bro tonight. Who knows? Who fucking knows? All right. I am at Alex J. Middleton. Pat's at Not Pat Dion. Robert is at Robert Barbosa 03 on Twitter and Instagram. I am also on Threads. Pass the Gray Pod on all socials, including TikTok, including Threads. Go and ja. Shout out to everybody still ja-ing. I like, it is funny when I have 6 comments. I'm like, oh, I wonder what everybody's saying about Pass the Gray. Oh, ja. It's still funny. Still funny. And don't forget, you can get your Ja shirts at the new and improved Pass the Gravy merch store, passthegravymerch.com. I saw Sebastian did get our Ja guy did get the Ja shirt. So we made that shirt for you, Sebastian. That's the Sebastian shirt, pretty much. But go get that. They got the old school PTG shirts with just the PTG logo. We got all kinds of awesome stuff there. We're going to be updating the store as time goes on. Get the PTG shorts. You can get some shorts now, some sleep shorts, all that stuff. You're going to fucking love it. And it won't take 75 years to get to you like our old merch store did. PassingGravyMerch.com. Robert does a podcast called A Recent Study Suggests every Monday. New episodes. Go check that out. It's at A Recent Study Pod on Twitter and Instagram. I do a billion podcasts now. Mondays, the Giants Rush podcast. If you care about the Giants, I chopped it up with Craig and Chris earlier this week, and we talked about camp and looked forward to the preseason game. Then you want to talk Premier League soccer and a little NFL. I do that with the Claret and Big Blue podcast with Mike Fish. That's at CBB Pod on Twitter and Instagram. And we talked about the Premier League starting this weekend. That's actually a comeback kit I should have used, but maybe that'll be remind me for that next week. That'll be football and football will be my comeback kids next week. We talked about Premier League starting this weekend, how we think West Ham's going to do, and then some more Giants. It's at CBB Pod, and then Pass the Gravy Bro, the Big Brother podcast for all Big Brother podcasts. America's Big Brother podcast at Pass the Gravy Bro. If you want to go give us a follow, if you watch Big Brother, after every episode, give us about 5, 10, 15 minutes. You've got 10, 15 minutes. And then we go live with a full episode recap. We do predictions about what's going to happen. We're going to have power rankings coming back Sunday. It's fun. And it is a little like PTG. I think we spent 30 minutes on bidets in our second episode we did. So, yeah, I got a little off the rails. You would have loved that one, Pat. But, if you watch Big Brother, if you don't watch Big Brother, there's still there's only been 2 episodes. So you got plenty of time to catch up with it. Then just hop in. You can watch the episode on our YouTube channel, Pass the Gravy Bro. It's a separate YouTube channel than the one you're watching right now, Pass the Gravy Podcast. Go subscribe to both, please. Go subscribe to both. And if you're watching us, go subscribe on the audio versions of both. Just hit play on both, whichever one you're listening to. Go to the other one, go to the audio or the video version. Just hit play, let it play for like 5 seconds, and then you're good. You just give us the clicks. Help us out. We're trying to put ourselves on all the platforms we can, and that means we're having to spread ourselves a little thin numbers wise on some things. But if you guys could help us out, that'd be awesome. If you could give us a 5-star review on iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, comment on the YouTube channel. Just comment on the YouTubes and just ja away. It helps us out. Give us the thumbs up, upvote us. You guys, anything like that you can do to help us, sharing us with friends, anything like that. It means the world to us. You guys are the best. The Gravy Gang is the fucking best family ever. We love you guys. Dale. Don't forget to say Dale a lot this week. Have a great rest of your week. Go Giants and Packers in preseason. Fuck the Cowboys and Eagles. Hopefully our guys no injuries. No injuries for Giants or Packers players, please. And have a great rest of your week, gang. Until we talk to y'all next time. Pass the gravy, you bitches.
Gravy gang, gang, gang. Baby, pop the top and let it spread. As we're listening to Past the Grave. We're going fishing for your bitch today. We're drunk in Houston, Houston, baby. Now we go ahead and lick and